Hey, hey, I'm going to take you into the intro, then I'll be back to say a quick hi, and we're just going to get into it tonight. Um, Here we go. Hopefully, the intro will play right, and try sharing screen. That always works well. Hopefully, I won't have no tech issues like last night, but I have a feeling. Home in the valley, home in the city, home isn't pretty, ain't no one for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway, home isn't lonely, home I'll never be. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Time is the essence, time is the season, time ain't no reason, got no time to show. Time everlasting, time to play these sides. Time ain't on my side, time will never know. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and lives that were blue. But I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. 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 Alrighty, let's do this thing. Okay, let's say a quick hello. I didn't even share this out. Hey, Infamous. I didn't even share this out. I totally ran out of time. I didn't even realize it was time for me to go live. I thought I still had time. I always find something to do, and I always find something that gets me. Yeah. Trying to hide a big box from the kids is not an easy feat. But anyway. And then I forgot it's Friday. Yeah, no. Oh, what is going on with this thing? Don't even let me look at chat to say hey. Okay. I'll do it on my phone. Hey, Aries. How are you, Goliath? Hey, Darby. Hey, Enid. Let me go up in chat so I can see the chat. Oh, this piece of shit. So, how was everybody's Friday? You ready for the weekend? You got big weekend plans? Hey, Music City Mom. Hey, Whispers. Hey, Black Sheep. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Wise Mom. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Step Not That Step Don't Side on Me. Justice and power must be brought together so that whatever is just may be powerful and whatever is powerful may be just. I like the Catherine X. Hey, AK-47. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Little C. Just behave. That's all I ask. Be respectful. Hey, OG Shorty. Georgia girl stuck in Cali. Everyone. Hey, Vivian. I need a miracle. I gave away some tickets at the Grateful Dead. Yeah. Oh, hey, Salty Mamas. Anyway, it's Friday night, guys, and I'm on late. So let's do this thing. There's been a lot of whole shit shows going on. It amazes me how people want to come out and call others out and say they did this and they did that, but they only want to call them out with partial truth. Because then if they would say it how it really went down, then it would be admitting their part in it all too. And no, we can't do that. We got to play the professional victim. Griffney. Hey, Breakdown 5. Hey, Just Kentucky. Hey, Hindsight. And I hear Bets was a little upset. And yeah, there was a live. Betty, I'm starting to wonder. Summer Wells, the search continues. Hawkins, Tennessee. Oh my Lord. The T, Sebastian Rogers. Oh my. Um, there was a comment that like Betty was doing her grip, putting for her legal fund that $30,000 she needs. That's a lot of freaking money. Holy moly. You know what I could do with that? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. And would be wasted on a damn stupid legal fees that I'm not going to get nothing out of anyway because it's my fault that I'm here in this mess and I continue to mess. So yeah, it's not, I'm not going to waste 30 grand trying to appeal something I know damn well I'm guilty of and, you know, just let the year ride out. Save 30 fucking grand. Shit. This is Christmas and shit. There's us out here just trying to make sure we do Christmas for our own. Come up with $30,000 for some damn legal fees because you don't know. Nope, nope, nope. Anyway, that's just a me thing. Just a me thing. I guess I don't know. Anyway, hey Casey, good to see you. Tell me I didn't bring out. Oh, I sure didn't. Let me get my daughter. She's my go-to. Okay, she's still not feeling good. Her ears are still hurting. She was a trooper in school though. I feel so bad. Hey, beautiful disaster. Betty apparently forgot the lies she told about court being canceled last time till she can resolve the appeal. She needs money for the appeals, though. Yeah, she lied. She lied. But she let slip, and I have, And people have been questioning because Betty has been quiet. Okay, thank you, baby. She has been quiet as far as on this front, a day or two. I noticed that, yeah, Nick shared one of her lives, but I just don't. I don't know. There's something's not right. And then she made that comment about where she thought she was going to have support from someone, and she's not getting it. Well, I not call that how many times? Betty, you are the only one with anything to lose here at the end of the day, not them. And if you've got all these lawyers on your side, why are you having to raise funds for a legal defense if you've got Nick and his team and these big shit lawyers on your side fighting for you because you did nothing wrong and your rights were violated, blah 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 blah. Huh. Maze balls. Guess I was right on that, wasn't I, Betty? Yeah. Hmm. Told you they weren't going to be there for you. But hey, Lisa Vallejo. I love that name. I used to live in Vallejo. Hey, Lily Rose. Seems like there's others taking Betty's place, in my opinion. I think it's more Betty's a liability, and they can't control. They can't control her. They know that she'll run. But the thing is, honestly, I think the pullback from Betty with Seth and Tony is honestly because of Nick's involvement now. I don't think he wants to use Betty, and unless he needs to use her for a specific thing. Other than that, he don't got time for it. And that's just how he is. If you can't benefit him at the moment, bye, you're kicked to the curb. Um, had it still just been Seth and Tony, yeah, I think there'd still be camaraderie. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I just have always questioned why she needed all this money if she's got all these lawyers behind her. And then she lets slip, oh, well, I got lawyers helping me with, her Queen Bee lawsuit, her frivolous lawsuit. Wonder why the only one allegedly these lawyers would help her, assist her with writing her filings and stuff, is one that has the possibility of monetary award attached to it, even though it's not going to happen, not in her favor anyway. I do, however, believe she'll be paying court costs. Uh, that I do believe. But I'm not the judge or jury. I could be wrong. You never know. Hey, sleuthing tater tie, how are you? Yes, please hit that thumbs up for me. It's not a me thing, it's a YouTube thing. I wasn't gonna do a goal because I don't like putting pressure on people, but I know YouTube wants us to use it. So I'll do one. I'll do like the lowest one I can do. I think it's like I'm just gonna put all colors. That way anything will show up. I'll just put it on realistic, just because I know that YouTube prefers us to do that. That's why they made it available. And honestly, it does help. You know, shit. Now that I got a freaking pay, I'm gonna. Ugh. I was so pissed to find out StreamYard's billed me again, and I'm not dicking with trying to get it canceled, trying to get a refund. I'll just play it out this month. But I double checked to make sure, triple checked to make sure it was canceled, because I am gonna stick with Restream because I just, I'm a tiny channel. $50 a month is a lot of extra money to come up with. And then everybody wants me to get YouTube Premium because of ads. I don't know. They didn't have to double it. I get that things have to go up. I do. And no shade for that. But they did. Yeah, they didn't have to double it. It's not like they gave us anything. They didn't. They didn't increase anything or make anything better. They just sold and got greedy right away. Doubled their price. A lot of people have left the other streaming services as a result of it. And the only way you can take your Black Friday specials if you leave, cancel your account, and then go back, but you're still going to lose anything that you had recorded or anything. So what's the difference? I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe because I don't the couple things that I do have recorded on here. It don't matter. I have my lives saved from YouTube. So, OG member for 6 months. Love my Misfit crew. Oh, we love you too. Thank you. 6 months. Holy cow. Hey, Wilby. Um, that is so cool. P.S. Due to the cold weather, we have the pool warmed up as hot tub. It's feeling good. Temperature the Misfit bar for Biv and goodies. Yeah, actually, yeah. See, this is the only time my cheap butt wishes I would get a heater and beyond the solar system. But man, the thought of paying that electric bill, fuck, I see what my neighbors is. Hell to the no. Uh, we'll just have to not swim for a couple months. I'm too dead. I got better things I can do with that moolah. Anyway, I we'll watch some of this, but there's a video that I should have showed you instead of doing this. But and her intro. It's her TikTok lives. That cracks me up. Hey, at least you got one though. I got a great song that someone took the time to make for me, and I'm having a hell of a time getting video and putting it with the song. Hey, Whispers. Oh, thank you, Whispers. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Yeah. So, can you do memberships on your gold thing? I have no idea. I'd rather do it that way. I don't think I'm gonna use that anymore though. I don't know. I know YouTube puts it there as a tool, and I like to, trying to stay on their good side. You know how it goes with these people. In case anybody ever does try to strike me, I say, hey, but I've always done what you. I don't think they care. Anyway, here we go. Looks like she combed her hair today. I don't know, but casual art starting off. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you so much. Um, people just crack me up. I mean, I was listening to Jay reviewing Griffney. Dear Lord, that woman. Wow. So then she falls asleep again, which how many times has it been now? I mean, it's like a normal occurrence for her to fall asleep on a live, to doze off. Okay. Girl, it's pretty simple. Take a freaking break. You don't got to stream every day for hours, sometimes twice a day for hours, still jump up on panels, go in chats. It's like your whole life is YouTube. Do you ever not do YouTube? Granny was playing a video today. Oh, Whispers, thank you. Have a great steak. Oh, thank you. I actually made Swiss steak for dinner. It was actually pretty good. Uh, uh, she she admits to going to pick up food to feed her family, and she had to stop her car and pull off the road because she just found out something that Tony or somebody put out, and she had to hurry up and make a community post saying, "Oh, we're going to talk about this as soon as I get back later." I mean, my God, you can't even wait to do that. That's that's bad. I mean, that's mm, 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 mm. you know. And then she finally admits, "Hey, tinfoil tiara, but I fell asleep. Okay, I fell asleep." Brittany, it's not about you falling asleep. Girl, unplug and get some rest. Shit. You don't got to be live fucking 8 to 10 hours every day, 7 days a week. My gosh. And then you had the nerve. You have the nerve to say anything about anybody else, Griffin. And you sit there and you ask for money because you're going through something, but you can't tell anybody what you're going through, but you just want them to give you money. Don't take into consideration that it's the holiday season. Things are tough for everybody. Plus, I'm sure, you've been getting ample support for the holidays, as you usually do. So to turn around and do that, I don't know. Whatever. But hey, Bama G, just don't. It's you're lying. You can lie at the drop of a hat. I don't know. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, been a lot of.
And I got an email. Yes, I did see your email. I do have a wish list. The link's on my channel. It's just a hot mess. I'm not going to lie to you. I have to go weed it out. I mean, yeah, I probably made it too confusing because I put way too much on there to give people choices, but I guess that's not what you're supposed to do. I don't know. So I'm not good at it, okay? I'm not good at it. I'm learning.
Information coming out over the last few days related to this case.
Speed you up.
And we're going to be spilling a little bit of the tea. We're going to be spilling a little bit of the tea. So what is going on in this case? Well, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And he was allegedly only home with his...
She's going to spill the tea. Hey, Patricia. Hey, B Tim. Okay, she's got tea to spill, people. I suggest you get your teacups ready. I have no idea what, Hey, it's Betty. Hey, it's me, Amber.
His mother. Prior to his disappearance. Now, we're hearing some information about a green hoodie guy, a car, the Texas Roadhouse. We'll be breaking a little bit of that down. I don't have so much information on that as I do commentary on what was recently dropped by Justin for All, related to a potential teacher or alleged teacher that worked with Sebastian or was at his school or something to that effect. I do have it up, and we will be going over that. And we got some commentary on that because
I have some things to say about that, but I'll wait till we get there.
Quite a bit to unpack with that little bit. 5 minutes.
Shit tea. Misinformation crap tea.
Segment related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his mother, his stepfather, and of course Seth, his father.
Okay, today, the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro built from the ground up for Apple Intelligence. I hope you were...
I would never spend that kind of money.
So before we get started, just want to say good morning. I'm not going to be able to say good morning to everybody in chat because we're already up at about 316 viewers at this moment. We do currently...
Thank you so much for gifting a membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to Bullside. Yes, Kennedy, you're a misfit like the rest of us. You can be any kind of misfit. You can be a pick-me misfit. Pick me. You can be a SpongeBob misfit, a Patrick Star misfit. Heck, you can be, a penguin. You can be any kind of misfit you want to be. We are the Heinz 57.
A goal. I've just started. We've only been going for just a few moments, and we've almost met the goal. And that goal is that we will have a live call-in show next Friday. And we will be discussing the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I know many of you guys have your own speculation and theories that you would like to get out and would like to do it anonymously. Some would like not to be anonymous, and that's okay as well. So I can tell you the phone number has changed because I haven't been on it in so long. I think my number has been given away.
Okay, so she's going back. Okay, so Betty has been gradually trying to pull away. If you notice, she's been actually trying to jump into little by little other things or back into, it's Christmas. She's going to regurgitate stuff just like she's regurgitating somewhere else. Only the numbers just aren't there anymore for that stuff, Betty. You might want to not do that. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be your cash cow anymore. And this one's drying up for you anyway, by your behavior. I don't know, by what you do. Oh, it is plugged in. If I get up, I'll be right back. Oh, don't even start with me today.
Friday, if we can meet our goal, and it looks like we are almost there. So just plan on next Friday. I'm not sure what time yet, but I will for next Friday. Now, before I get started,
what goal did you set? What goal do you have to set to take in calls? Okay, Shorty. You're gonna bribe? I mean, hey, Shorty. Okay, Shorty. We got to echo. You got to pause your YouTube, dear. Hey, Shorty.
Hey.
You got to pause your YouTube. We got to echo.
Oh. Hang on.
Hey, did you pause it?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now we have no echo. Good job.
Okay. I'm trying. I know I gotta pause it, but like, the phone and the TV. Don't ask. Sorry.
I do it too. You know what amazes me? That she keeps on doing the same shit over and over. Repeat. Effing goddamn idiot. That's all to say, it's worse than that. I watch it. True words.
So we're reviewing
part of it, yeah. And then, we'll make our rounds, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's go.
That's it. Let's go, Bets.
To play a very long intro video, and you guys will like it. Actually, you probably already watched it, but if you didn't, you're going to watch it again.
What? No.
It's kind of the history of where we went and where we are now.
She made an intro out of the Sebastian Rogers case. If that's not exploitation, I don't know. Hey, Wolf Rider. Hey, Andy.
Not right. I mean, it's bad enough she's got all these other ones, but to straight up come up one for just Sebastian, that's a little crazy to me. So how is everybody in the chat? Everybody doing okay? Having a good week? Ready to have a good weekend? Hey, Patricia. Didn't see you come in.
Okay, sorry, guys. I hope it doesn't keep happening. But if it does, I'm just going to go out and go on my phone and just play the audio. Because I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's not acknowledging that it's charging.
Is it the same one you've been having issues with?
Yeah, and I got it done. Instead of just having to add more than what it would have cost to take care of this, I took care of this and had it updated or improved so that it would be the same as it. Anyway, it didn't work.
Yeah. One of
it
those
worked for a little while. Yeah. So hopefully, I'm gonna have to reshare. Hopefully, this will work. Nope, it's still telling me it's not charged. No, it's not charging at all.
In the back, I do apologize. I don't really know how to mute myself on my phone and stuff, so I'm sorry.
That's all right. If I go again, just talk to everybody. Hopefully,
I will. That's what I was doing before.
I'm trying to get it to. Now it's not even charging. I don't understand what's going on with this thing. I called the computer tech. He's going to look at it tomorrow. The guy that I paid all the money in the first place to. Hopefully.
Biscuits and gravy. Who's got some SOS going? Somebody send me some SOS. I ain't had some biscuits and gravy in a while.
Biscuits and gravy. Oh my gosh, that sounds good.
Andy C wrote it. I don't know where it was because like the comments are coming in different on this. Hush, Petty, on this chat than what it does on the TV.
Y'all make me hungry all the time. Hey, Straight Talker, y'all just keep making me hungry all the time. Okay. Now, hopefully this will play, but I am not going to sit here and play a very long intro. She made an intro for her channels, a long one, all about Sebastian. To me, that's exploiting. But here we go. I'll fast forward.
A missing 15-year-old boy in Sumner County is now an Amber Alert.
At this time, the decision's been made to scale back on the ground search.
Have now passed county home. But Rogers, Sebastian's home, the night his parents say he.
Video.
The average person sees around 10,000 online ads daily. Here's how.
I don't see 10,000 online ads daily. I'm not online long enough to see them kind of ads a day.
in with a flashlight sometime overnight. The night security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1.
Truth in Time. Nice to see you, our beautiful ginger girl.
So it's all just the news clips then?
At Night Intelligence
Yeah,
Agency.
it's all everything going on. Yeah, her whole intro, and it's a long one.
Wow.
Not stalkerish much. I know she just got a protection order and was told them people don't exist in our world anymore. But yeah, she goes and makes an intro on top of getting a tattoo. That's just marvelous.
She's asking for it, man.
She is.
And this is from today. I can't remember. I think it was just like an hour ago because I remember seeing it. Yeah, 8 a.m. a couple hours ago. I saw it coming out as I was preparing for the live, so I figured I'd go ahead and incorporate this in. I was actually going to run the one from yesterday as opposed to today, but today has a little more information. So this is for the public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Now, understand I cannot read the screen and read the chat, so just give me a moment to get through this, and I'll let you know when I'm back on the other screen. At Night and its partners have made significant progress in their efforts to seek answers into the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, aiming to assist in bringing him home safely and peacefully. The reward has now been increased to
But can we even count that as a reward being increased? Because FBI has still only put out 50,000. The rest is pledged money.
Yeah, I don't. The only legit reward that I am aware of is the up to 50 grand from the FBI.
Yeah, that's all I go off of is the up to 50K. It just bothers me how all the creators are talking about 175,000, 200,000. Like, that's pledged money. You may never even see any of that money. And even if you got the right comment, you know, maybe they take it and give it to Dog, and Dog takes it to the FBI, and then you never see any of the money.
Yeah, sorry for coughing. Yeah, I busted it out reviewing Dog's interview where when he was asked about the money, and he said, "Oh, the followers will give it up. It's coming from the followers, but there's actual no cash. There's no money put in any fund anywhere." Hey, K-Mash.
Yeah, you think if there would, I mean, the lawyers are at a bank or something, that if they had actual physical money, assets, whatever, it would be in a bank. That way it could go straight to the FBI.
It wouldn't go to the FBI, though. The FBI
Or to
wouldn't
the
have nothing to do
person.
with it. Yeah. And like I said, the only reward that I count on as being legit is the one offered by the FBI. Hey, Just a Mom. Hey, Shift Happens. I love it.
I know, I love their name.
to us an astonishing $225,155, prompted by.
Okay, who donated the $155? Come on, that is such a weird number to begin with. But you people believe anything this dude says. And Betty, you know they don't have your back. You slipped up and said it. You slipped up and said it. You're not getting the help you thought you were going to have.
And she seemed so sad when she said that too.
Like they, you know, broke her heart or something. People tried to tell her. She just didn't want to hear it. And they're still not going to do it. And I don't care what she does. They're not going to do it. They're not. Those lawyers are not going to. Number one, it's going to take, you know, travel expenses and money to go down there. It's also going to take, you know, billing hours from the law firm. They're not going to eat all that. They're not going to eat all that. It's just, she knows better. Betty knows better. But Betty just is so excited because Betty's never had so many people on her side, or so she thinks. But they aren't on her side, and they're really not in her corner. Because at the end of the day, what do they have to lose? Who's the one that stands the chance of going to jail? Betty? Who's the one that stands the chance of paying court costs and fines? Betty? What are they going to pay?
My thing too, Kathy, is like, they're not even there. I don't even think they're even there for Seth. I think they're there for Dog and Nick for publicity. I don't think has really means to find Sebastian.
I don't, unfortunately, I don't.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't believe that their intentions were pure or that it came in it to strictly help find this boy. It was all about, hey, let's pitch another show. I would doubt it if it wasn't Nick's idea taking it to Dog. You know, oh, we can sell this. Hey, Pen Pen.
Hey, Pen Pen.
Promising leads indicating Sebastian's potential survival. The effort is presently concentrated on 2 individuals who are confirmed to have acted in concert, targeting both Sebastian and his mother, Katie Lynn Payne Proudfoot, on the evening of Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Key developments. Green hoodie individual. This individual wearing an olive or military green hoodie with light-colored angular patterns on the chest has been identified in surveillance footage standing nearby Miss Proudfoot and Sebastian. Green hoodie exited the passenger seat of a vehicle while a second individual remained in.
If this guy even exists, he is nothing but a customer at the Roadhouse. Doesn't mean he has anything to do with them. But if these people were to find this guy, they will dismantle this man's life. They will attack him coming and going. He don't even have a clue. I hope they never figure out who he is.
Yeah, same here. Because it could be just a customer. It could be somebody that worked there. It could have just been somebody walking by. Look what they did to the gentleman from the court, where they were looking at that older gentleman and was saying that he was such and such and wasn't even anything. Oh, they were blaming him for being the old guy that went to Han's door. And they started stalking that guy and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, they don't realize. They just don't realize.
5 minutes worth of damage on a live stream could cause lifelong problems for that person. But they don't care. They just want to get some info out there fast. Breaking news, and it's not even right. And then they ruin these people's lives for the rest of their life.
Salty mamas, we have homeless here too. I hear you.
Side. Green hoodie engaged in a physical interaction and hand exchange with Miss Proudfoot in the parking lot before entering Texas Roadhouse and vanishing from sight. The second individual who remained inside the vehicle is confirmed to have worked in coordination with Green hoodie. The vehicle repositioned itself behind.
Yeah, she's done that before, Wolf Rider.
Miss Proudfoot's car as she prepared to leave and subsequently followed her vehicle as she departed. This individual did not exit the vehicle at any point during the observed time frame, but followed Miss Proudfoot toward her home. So they're saying that there were 2 people inside of a vehicle.
I don't believe none of this. I don't believe any of this. And if there is anything, law enforcement has it. But I don't believe that it was anybody following Katie to Katie's home or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't feel it being anything malicious or anything like that. I mean, from what I've heard from like where you live, you're not, the small town thing, and even anybody in the South, you give the high five, the little wave as you're driving down the road, or hi, how you doing today? It's just a thing that you do, that you're taught to do.
Hey,
Like,
Rocky. Yeah,
acknowledge
I
the
say hi to
person going
everybody. I
by.
waved all my neighbors going up and down the street. I'll wave to
Yep.
people I see outside. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they're with me. But for them to even say that it was he was following her, bullshit.
Well, I mean, maybe
Bullshit.
she dropped something. Maybe Sebastian dropped something. Like possibly, I know our Texas Roadhouse we had out here, it shut down, but it had the two doors, the outside door and then the door, and when you're going into the restaurant. So maybe at that first door, before you hit the main outside door, something got dropped. Maybe they were a customer, blah 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 blah, seen it,
No,
picked
they
it
were
up, and
just saying
followed it out
in the
there.
same direction. That could have been maybe because they were leaving the parking lot and they exited both exited right. Doesn't mean they were following each other. Just means that's the direction they needed to get out of that parking lot.
And that
You
might
know?
be the only way to get out of that parking lot. We've got some crazy parking lots. That's how you gotta do this weird S maze shape thing to get to the main road.
Oh, of
to
course
get to
it's
the red light.
fabricated. Yeah, those satellite images, that was a joke. When I read that and then I read the responses where I was saying, I did it, I think it was a night or two before everybody else started, and I read out where the satellite company, they hadn't even launched the satellite. They were not taking pictures or providing any assistance whatsoever.
Dude, I would talk to Hubs about that first night that it dropped before we learned that it hadn't even been, lifted off, about the satellite images. He laughed. He's like, there's no way unless that satellite was directly above that area on that specific date. There's no way. He's like, man, they just playing with y'all. And then the next day came out, oh no, that's part of phase 4. We're on phase 2. We're not working with them yet. Okay, bro.
Had some type of conversation, a hand exchange. The green hoodie got back in the
They
vehicle.
did
I'm
not.
not sure when they repositioned the vehicle behind the car, if that was before or after the hand exchange, but it does appear when she exited the Texas Roadhouse, the vehicle that green hoodie got into was observed leaving behind Miss Proudfoot
And again,
toward her home.
I don't believe any of this, but even if it was true, how do you know that Sebastian or her didn't drop something? I don't believe you could make all that out from this footage. And how did they get footage 9 months later? Come on, stop it. The Roadhouse, any business security cameras only retain it for so long and everything is recorded over. Stop it. And if there is anything, you can bet law enforcement has it because they've had all the footage from the Roadhouse.
Well, Seth said himself, like, he didn't record it because he made the comment he wished he would have recorded it when they showed him. Most restaurants do have cameras outside in the parking lot, but there's also cameras that are owned in those parking lots by the property managing company. So I don't know which one that at night would have got them from.
And to get it 9 months later, do you know the chances of a business still having that footage? Pretty slim to none.
I know.
And whatever footage was available, you can bet law enforcement has it because they've showed Seth video from Roadhouse. So law enforcement is quite aware of anything, and if there was anything, like I said, I don't believe nothing coming from them.
The amount of time that was kept on, even on different cameras inside the restaurant, were different than others. So like our anything by the cash register was kept 90 days. Our areas was like 60, and anything by like the doors and in the parking lot was 90 as well. And like, it's a big long process to actually go through and request that video footage and get that video footage, because I had to call for somebody for an incident, had to get it for the police, and it's a long process. There's no way 9 months later somebody could just go up there and try to get any of that stuff. It's not going to happen.
Your dog.
I'm trying. The last kitty fighting, and a little princess chihuahuas over here yelling at them. So I'm trying.
Just mute when you're not talking. That's all.
Does that go back over to the other screen? Let me see.
Understanding of it. Hopefully that's everybody else's understanding. I have not gotten back to the other screen where I can read chat just yet. Focus of the investigation. These two individuals are now a central focus of the efforts to locate Sebastian Waindrake Rogers and bring him home safely. While not classified as suspects, they are sought by Dog the Bounty Hunter for some questions regarding their involvement in the events leading up to Sebastian's disappearance and their actions that evening. The coordination between these individuals suggests a deliberate effort to interact with both Miss Proudfoot and Sebastian, and their cooperation is critical to uncovering the truth. How you can help. If you have any information about these individuals, their vehicle, or their movements on the evening of February 25th, 2024, please contact us immediately. You can reach out to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, your local FBI, the nearest American embassy or consulate, or submit tips to the FBI tip line. Alternatively, you can reach out to any information pursuing all leads. Today's what, Friday? So it sounds like between the weekend and Monday, we should be getting a...
Betty's clearly on the outside looking in, because they don't even inform Betty or include her in anything. She finds out about it just like everybody else.
Well, did you also notice that she didn't say nothing about Dogger at night?
Betty knows. They used her for what they needed her for. Now she's not serving the purpose. But she may again, so they'll keep her on the back burner.
Yeah. Keep her back burner dangling.
More major public update. Thank you for your vigilance and continued support in the search for Sebastian Waindrake Rogers. Together, we will bring answers to the flyer. And it looks like they've updated. For the most part, he was
There
a very
is no
happy...
updates. There is no breaking news. There is no updates. There has not been.
Jovial kid, you know. All of his photos, he was smiling, with the exception of this one here. He was smiling. He seemed to enjoy life. To me, it seems like something happened, right? I'm back here. It's nice to see you all. It seems to me that something happened. Something pivotal started happening. A dynamic shift in the family dynamic happened in 2022.
No, Betty, there was behavioral issues that was not only happening at home, but in school as well. Stop it. Stop it. Stop trying to put it on the parents. It's not them. They were just trying to parent. They were trying to find options. They were trying to find help for their child.
Yeah, I think, all three of them were. Divorced kids act differently at mom's than they do at dad's. You act differently at school than you do at home. So there's probably all sorts of different behaviors kind of happening together.
Yep. You're right, convict to counselor. Hey, welcome in. But you're right. She has done shorts and stuff or on other stories, but she's not getting the view she does on the drama with Sebastian. So whether she's still considered part of the team or not, she's still going to do it because Betty's all about them numbers. I just think right now they don't need, not today. They don't need her right now. If you notice, they're not pushing her content. They're not pushing her channel. I don't know if she's going to be part. I'll let you stay up till 10. That's it. It's not a school night. Anyway. I think Betty's not as important as she claims to be to this team.
Well, her numbers will start dropping. Like you said, they're not really pushing her stuff. So if everybody else is getting the info,
and numbers are slowing down. I mean, it's slowing down on YouTube. I know. Yes, please. If you're not subbed up, sub up. I don't know. I'm stuck in this back and forth where it's just not going to let me reach out 4K. It's driving me bonkers. So, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you're not subbed up. You sub on up. Hit that thumbs up, share it out, leave comments, whatever. Let's get this thing in the algorithm. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Hey, JC. It's been crazy.
Don't forget, we got memberships, come with some cool perks, hanging out
Yeah.
poolside. You get a heated water pool, a hot tub. We have the Misfit bar. We got loaded and unloaded sweets, loaded and unloaded drinks, nice warm towels. Working on a few more quirks, a few more perks. So sub on up, membership up.
Yep. We're all the misfits. That pays per view.
Best misfits around.
That's it. Anyway, and I noticed she's not really a part of Seth's lives either on his channel. She may be there in the chat, and she has a wrench because, let's face it, she did help him get it all started. But she's not much. Yeah, I just think they don't want Betty going at them because they really don't want Betty's wrath. So they'll just. So I think that they're, like I said, they're dangling her along what they have to do to stop from her wrath. No, take them out this way. It's okay.
Convicted counselor. You think that? I mean, I can see it, but
I think certain folks won't work with them if she's involved and they kicked her. Like I said, they're keeping her because they don't want the wrath of Betty. And she may, they know that there's no boundaries. So they'll keep her in their back pocket for future use. Tuxedo Baby, member for 3 months. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuxedo Baby. Been a while.
It's good to see you.
It seems like, based on the collection of information we've got over the last week, it appears that this child.
Oh, you know what? Them birthday lives tomorrow. I'm sorry, but I hope and pray they don't go after Katie. That is going to be one of the worst days for her. Yeah. That, they all miss him. They are all hurting. And it's going to be a rough day for all of them.
Yep. It's probably rough tonight for both of them. And being her. From what I've dealt with like family members, your first baby, you're in labor like the longest. So most likely she was at the hospital in labor at this point, throughout the night. So I'm sure tonight's pretty rough, as well as going into tomorrow as well.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Wishful. Hey, Cat. She thought Dog would bring the big guns and get her out of the criminal charges, and he isn't. Or she thought Nick's big mouth with all the bullshit he puts out, and in my opinion, that's exactly what it is. If you pay attention to his Twitter, he doesn't really have any connection with any of the things he's posting about. He just scams and stalks what's trending and what's being put out, and he shares them. That's it. He doesn't have all these big connections in it. And they are so duped by him, and I just don't get it. Hey, retired EMT.
Agreed, Casual Art. Real quick before we jump back into it, Margaret Chappelle, I don't want to hack your last name. Are you talking about us, or are you talking about Betty, if you're still in the chat? Could you clarify? I was just saying that all you do is talk hate, so I wasn't sure if you're talking about us or them.
All I do is talk hate? I don't hate nobody. Oh, girl.
Oh, I know that. That's what I was asking for clarification, if she was talking about, like, your channel or Betty.
I review the idiot on the words that they speak. That's it. That's all. Oh, thank you, Tuxedo Baby. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yeah, got 3. Hey, little horses. Yeah, I don't understand how people believe him. I mean, it's just ludicrous, the stuff he puts out. Yeah, apparently you've never been here, or you're a Betty or a Britney fan, and that's okay, you can be. But yeah, you're kind of wrong. But you're welcome to stay. I mean, You can be a misfit too.
Had multiple secret service, child protective services calls and reports on the mom and the stepfather for, we don't know what the reasons are. Good morning, Brandy.
Thank you. You're admitting it finally. You have no idea, even if there was 5 calls, or 5 reports, you have no idea what the reports were about or who they were on. You know nothing.
We don't know what the reasons for.
Attention GLP-1 drug users. GLP-1 drugs have been linked to causing severe stomach problems, and you may be eligible for compensation.
These CPS reports were, but we do know based upon the Smiley's story interview with the mom. Well, I think it was just the stepdad. I can't remember if it was the mom and the stepdad, or I think it was the mom and the stepdad on that one. And it was an indication that there was at least one CPS report 62 that the stepfather was referring to. And we've got 2 different answers as to the reason for that. On March 20th, it appeared at that time he failed to wear a belt. But in a later interview or, damage control interview, it was stated that it was because Sebastian lied to him. And that's when, and that it had happened many years previously. However, the stepfather said an embarrassed 15-year-old boy, not an embarrassed 13 or 12-year-old boy. So that is what kind of got this whole thing started. We didn't know whether or not there were any CPS investigative reports. It was just a question. But at this time, it was so early in this case, I don't think the parents realized we would not have access to those reports. And because they were unaware of that, and that was such a left field question, I think that they felt that somebody must have sniffed something around, or somebody must have leaked something. It is.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Betty. No, they would know. These aren't dumb people. They would know that the public would not have access to those reports, as the public should not. They concern a minor child. So, yeah, Betty, that's just basic common sense. Again, you don't know these reports are legit. You don't know if it was, Katie reaching out, trying to get some help for her son to see what's available, if anything.
Resource call.
Chris was going through a nasty custody battle. You don't think Nina would have called? It could have been any number of things. There was behavior issues at home and in school. But you keep glossing over all that. You people won't talk about the bare facts, the true facts of the thing, because it doesn't fit your narrative of the whole perfect scenario that you created.
Sebastian could have called himself beand mad or upset about something.
Or AK's okay. He gets a little tipsy but he's harmless. Thank you, Thor, though. But he's harmless. Hey, Teresa.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That's what I told Thor. Like I'm richless at the moment.
He pops in every now and again here and a few other chats. Spanky, that definitely is a troll. Because
Spanky, that's what I was talking about, not AK. I know AK. It's just who AK is.
He comes up on Queens and stuff. He's just gets a little tipsy.
I mean, a average 13, 14, 15-year-old is going to at least say they're going to, if not actually follow through, call CPS on the parents if they're mad. I've done it. I've got friends that have done it. I'm sure there's plenty of adopted and foster parents that had, the kids calling them to try to get them in trouble.
And you've got the bios making calls. You've got the kids making calls. Yeah, it can be a lot. But we don't know even if any of it, if there is even 5 in the first place. We don't know who they are about. We just don't know. And for them to, and of course, they had to come out swinging because for some reason they thought that talking about those emails was a dig at Seth, and I didn't see it that way. But this is just my opinion. I saw it as maybe Katie was just trying to show that, hey, they can work together. They have worked together. But I don't think it was a negative dig at anybody. But then, that's just my opinion. But of course, immediately Tony has to come out with this whole speech about, oh, well, now there's 5 CPS calls. He was so abused. The system let him down. CPS fell, blah, 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 blah. It distracts from talking about the behavioral issues. They don't want to address it. It doesn't fit any of the narratives they're putting out here. So they are doing anything they can to distract and avoid it.
My only issue with the emails was I heard that they were read on a couple of channels from that side, but I don't even heard them being talked about what
ago.
It was. Oh, I thought I heard on the streets that they were showed. So with us not actually seeing the emails, we only have what they're saying.
Through other channels of Clues Live, Clue did not show anything. At least not that I seen. I only seen a couple clip channels. And I did go back and watch a little bit of it. I didn't finish it, no. But I didn't see her post anything. But Betty has talked about these emails months ago. These emails aren't a surprise. It's not like it hasn't been out here. People just forget because it was swept under the rug. They don't want any attention given to it because it doesn't fit the narrative they've been laying down for months.
Well, I love how they try
and the
to
truth is the facts are the facts. Seth is aware of it. This just shows me even more how conniving he really is because he knows, but he's still running with this stuff. He knows. I don't know. Hey, Hope for Snoopy.
Hope for Snoopy popped in. Hey, Hope for Snoopy.
America. Oh, Hope, I'm just glad you're here.
Smaller community. Everybody knows everybody and everybody
talks. You're in a
talks.
timeout. 30 minutes in timeout for being late. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. I'm just glad you were able to come in.
That's the beauty of small communities. And so I think the reason why they answered that question was because they felt that somebody must have known. Mm-hmm. And they minimized that. Now we're finding out that the school never reached out to Seth related to these issues or calling in. And it's my understanding
was
that
money Decepto supposed to say it's an interesting the news tonight. So I heard, but he didn't say anything. All it was a money grab. That's all I got out of it. Wow.
I called the first 2 minutes of it, and it was Tony just saying that if you're going to send super chats, to send birthday wishes for Sebastian. If super chat had a question, they wouldn't be answering it, but the super chat was appreciated. That it was going to be Seth talking about Sebastian's prior birthdays and just different memories.
Back 8 years ago. We're going back in time again. He's stuck in that time, and it's just okay. So let's get. I'm not even going there.
It wouldn't happen that way because I thought teachers were required to notify the parents and what have you. But it sounds to me,
I would too. Pen, I agree with that. If this is a teacher who's really, truly reaching out to these creators, that teacher's not allowed to do that. And that teacher is going to cost themselves their job. They're not allowed to do that.
We also don't know if it's true or not, but
I'm just saying, if it's true, then there needs, that's messed up. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because I think that's just messed up. If it truly is a teacher, I think that there needs to be consequences because I damn sure wouldn't want one of my kids' teachers reaching out. Sorry. I just think it's a violation and I don't think it's acceptable. I don't. That's just me, though.
When they call that in, it's anonymous. So they maintain that anonymity. And based upon that anonymity, that's why the school wouldn't have told Seth. However, we don't understand where the communication barrier was from the Department of Children and Family Services to Seth, but he obviously got wind of at least one report. I don't think he anticipated to receive 4 or 5. I'm unclear on the number that he received because I've got mixed information, because he has 4. There was the active 5th one that was opened right before Sebastian allegedly disappeared. And then of course, there's the missing person one. Did they incorporate that in with the one that was already open? Or is there actually 2 current CPS reports active and open related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? Those are some questions that we don't really have the answers to yet. Does anybody have any clarity on that, on whether it's 5 reports or 6 reports? I'm not sure if anybody would know. I think it would probably be speculation on anybody's part at this point. But if anybody had any ideas, that would be great. Let me just see what we got in chat here real quick. Hey, SPED teacher. It's nice to see you, my love. Holly, it's nice to see you as well. Women's 100%. All fairness, we close to the chest. What we're not accustomed to is the whole entire ghosting of the public. Like, I don't know what idiot thought of that. That would be, responsible. But this is what you create when you do something like that. So whoever's decision that was, congratulations. You probably need to lose your job. Just saying. That's just my opinion. I thought about this, but do you think he's hiding his emotions inside? Hey, River, it's nice to see you. I don't know who you mean he. Who's he? Are you referring to Sebastian or Seth? So Green Hoodie went into the state house. That's what it sounds like. Mary Ann, I don't know. I don't know, because context-wise, I'm unsure.
Watch how this $21 solution ended my 3-year battle with pet fleas overnight.
Let me tell you about this stuff. I spent $50 for this stuff. Nope, they're giving me a refund.
My doubts about how good it would be at first.
I'm unsure. Like, were they already inside the restaurant eating and approached the mom and Sebastian? Did they walk out of the restaurant, or did they just pull up and it looked like almost like a drug deal? I don't know. I don't know what we're referring to, because when I read the description of everything, it kind of plays differently depending on when I read it or what thought I have, right? So it's almost like it could be a couple different things, or how it was. I really don't know if they started inside or they ended up going inside, but definitely it sounds like when the mom and Sebastian were leaving, whoever they were kind of followed them out. That's the I can't
and
tell
it could have been another customer leaving the restaurant that he didn't have anything to do with them. Seeing as how the footage shows that there was no one with them.
Whether they ate in the restaurant, or didn't, I don't know. I don't think that has been elaborated on, at least from the stuff I've read. So I'm kind of uncertain about that. But we definitely know they were on the outside of the restaurant, at least when the mom and the son were leaving the restaurant. And it appears that the vehicle, when they turned, the vehicle turned the same direction. So
that doesn't mean anything. Oh my gosh. Number one, you don't even know if it's the same vehicles. And so what? Maybe that's the only way out of the parking lot, or maybe that's the way they had to go. Oh my gosh.
It could be something. It could be nothing. I mean, what if it was like a ding on the end of the car and they got out and said, hey, do you know who dinged my car? I mean, we don't know. So I don't know. I don't know. Wow, the increase in the reward is crazy. Thank you, Dog and Nick, and the rest of the team at night. Please, please
don't know, but yet you're running with it.
Let Sebastian come home safe and sound to his dad. Yeah. And a lot of people are starting to have some legal, suggestions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure.
Not a lot of people, Julie. And don't believe what she's saying, because it's not true. And it's not how it works.
That Seth has gone over all of his options related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So I don't know. I don't know. In my opinion, his past wives, I think is what Brenda meant to say, I don't trust Craddock. I don't really trust Craddock either, to be honest with you. Oh, Sonny's saying, don't forget, sub up. We're trying to hit 40K. 40K. We're almost there, believe it or not. We're closer than we've been we've ever been. Right? We've ever been. KP did not report her car following them home. She should be charged with conspiracy. Well, there still has to be some type of conspiracy that they can prove. You know, it's easy to, and it very well may eventually get there. But right now, you got a car following another car or leaving a public parking lot and going in the same direction. I mean, it's really not conclusive. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many times, like next time you go to Starbucks,
Yeah, here you are live
the person
after
behind
live
you pulling the
talking
same
about
direction as you. Is that really sus? You got to think. You know, play the tape through. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in here that I need to answer. In my opinion, they would have until 5 p.m. today to bring Sebastian to the police department or go to jail, just like they did in. That is a, yeah. But
you're talking
this is
about two different cases. You're talking about children they knew were no longer with us. Stop it. You can't compare the cases. They're nothing alike.
State of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, the TikToker. What was her name? April Holt. Is that? I think that's the name of her. And I've been kind of following her mom, Trina. I'm pretty sure is her name. I've been monitoring her case for over the last year. I haven't really covered it, but I've been, because I'm on TikTok and I see her mom and stuff like that. And I just watched the update from her mother, and it was really heartbreaking. And it's in the
It's a nothing burger. That's what keeps spinning stuff and see where it goes. Going round and round in circles hasn't worked yet, Bets. Nope. Then they're breaking news. Hey, River House. Yes, that was shown by Ellie, the video from the restaurant. He certainly was. I did find out that Granny and Jay were right about the lawyers, because the lawyer he claimed on the paperwork have a real and fake website, just like they said. Mm-hmm.
Metro Nashville area, and here yet we go again. It's like they said this woman unalived herself, and then they proved the mother, not the police department, the mother wouldn't accept it and fought like hell for her daughter, and finally proved that her daughter didn't unalive herself. It was her daughter's ex-boyfriend or boyfriend or her husband or her significant other that did it. So now they got him dead to rights, and they give him a freaking plea deal that will only put him in jail 2 to 15 years. Thanks, Tennessee. Yet again. Yet again.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear Tennessee saying they're tough on crime, because you don't even investigate the damn cases correctly. You said she unalived herself when she had a plastic bag taped to her head.
Oh my Lord.
I can't with Tennessee. I really can't. So if you want to know why they don't do it, it's because it's the state of Tennessee.
Do with each other.
The not so tough on crime, conservative state of Tennessee. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me.
From what I understand in that area, and that's from listening to people that live there, Sumner County doesn't have the kind of situations a lot like you're talking about. They keep a pretty tight lid on things because they don't take shit. At least that's what people, I don't know, I don't live there. I'm going by what people who live in that area have stated. And they should know, they live there. You don't, Betty.
But they are becoming the spotlight of social media and the laugh of law enforcement communities around this country. They're the laughing stock.
No, they're not.
They got to get their stuff together. Tennessee seriously
There's problems in every law enforcement agency, Betty, including in your own backyard. But we all know you won't mess here because, Florida won't put up with it. Yeah.
Their stuff together. Sorry, not sorry. Shell Bell said, I heard it's 5 reports in total, 4 closed, 1 still open. Gotcha. Okay.
We don't know that for sure. Oh, and where is this? Where's anything to back that up? Okay. You don't have a credible source for any of that information. Sorry, but you don't, in my opinion. Allegedly and all that stuff they want to hear. Oh.
All right, so let's kind of get past this. We'll come back to it.
All right,
but I do want to get on to the major commentary topic, and this is the one that Justin for All received. Because I couldn't find it in his video. Thank you, Hindsight 2002. I was able to go to your channel and pull that singular piece of information. So I do appreciate that. So thank you to both content creators for that. But I do want to show you what was seen. And I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard it, but there's something more I'm hearing with this. Okay, there's something more I'm hearing with this, and
we
I want
go.
to see what
Everybody
you
ready?
guys, if you guys agree or disagree, and why.
Here we go.
Just got an email from someone at the school, and I'm going to read it without exposing who it is. She didn't ask
Hey,
to
Melly. Can I go?
keep quiet or anything like that, but I'm still going to do
Mona
it.
Lisa B.
You're the person with the gun, the person who would do anything to protect the ones you love. But did you know that you could go to jail simply?
And it says,
I'm going to tell you what, if this truly came from one of those teachers, yeah, I have a major issue with that. That is wrong on so many levels. And that teacher could very well be risking their job just to reach out to Spanky of all people. If it's even true, if it's even a teacher, he has no idea. He truly has no idea. She needs a golden shovel. She's digging herself into federal charges. She'll be putting the house up for sale soon. Yikes.
Morning.
I worked at Beach High School, and she says she was such and such of Sebastian's teachers. Sebastian.
Hey, Justin, just out of curiosity, just for my curiosity here, and you might want to send it to me privately,
And here's
not
Betty
necessarily
trying
in
to
chat
act
unless you
like some big professional investigator here.
want to. But did she reach out to you from the school email, or did she reach out to you from a private email and just, you know,
It doesn't
just
matter.
got a clarification. You know how I am. I'm sure
It
you corroborate.
doesn't matter. If she is truly one of his teachers, she should have not reached out to someone who's not even a family member, who's just a YouTuber on the daily putting out misinformation and going after the parents. I guess you don't see nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah, there's lots wrong with it.
Because I know how well you work for that, or work toward that. So I just wanted to find out if you could just share with me a little bit of the corroboration to confirm that this lady truly did work at that school, just for my mind's sake.
In the week of February 10th, KP, CP, and Seth were all at attendance.
So what we're learning here is that 3 parents on February 10th allegedly were in a meeting at the school related to Sebastian. And it's my understanding Sebastian may or may not have been there. I think he may have been there, but either way.
Okay, first off, she's not allowed to be telling some stranger on the internet about a private meeting that the parents had with any school official. I mean, people, this is insane. Spanky knows better than this. It's a Twin Peaks reference, and this girl had a can of gold spray paint and an old shovel, so it had to be done. This is insane.
Oops.
On the second day of Sebastian's disappearance.
So, again, this would be
Shut
the second
up,
day he disappeared
Betty.
on February 26th. So this would be February.
No, we might go to Spanky's channel and watch this, because Betty's, trying to act like she's this big investigator and she knows it all. And she won't shut up and just play the freaking clip.
T7. This is the same day that they probably issued the Amber Alert.
Tuesday. I got an earful about the parents.
It would be Christina.
And that meeting.
It would be. He didn't have that many teachers. So it would not be hard. And I'm sorry, but if this is legit, there needs to be... Because this is not okay.
So she must have documented the meeting or spoke to somebody about the meeting, he or she, whatever teacher it is. And it sounds like this was potentially a contentious meeting.
No surprise.
The mild and meek KP that you see and hear in all these interviews was apparently a different person in that meeting.
Now, I will tell you guys this. It is my understanding that this is true, okay? I have also stated that I have learned on multiple occasions that that is not her normal demeanor. She's very...
oh, bullcrap. You always said that Chris controls her. Chris tells her what to say and how to act and what to do. We all knew that wasn't true. But that's been your narrative, Betty. So now you're trying to change it up?
She's better than everybody else is the demeanor that she takes. She talks down to people, including law enforcement that were handling her case. She speaks down to them. She's one of those people.
I don't believe that.
So this is no surprise to me, honestly. We knew that we were getting a different, the person that we were seeing is much different than the person that I've learned through my fact finding to be who she is. Okay. The rocking and everything, even Yeda was here, which reminds me, Yeda's the one for the beautiful dresses of Delilah. I also received a card from Karen. Thank you so much, Karen, for the card. And a key ring, which is of Delilah. I opened it. My neighbor was here when I opened it. I don't have it right here. Otherwise, I got to show you guys this. It's so cute. And it looks just like Delilah. It's a little Delilah key ring. So
no comment.
Anyways, I just want a big shout out to that. But getting back to Yeda, she's the one that let us kind of fill us in that, those she thought were crocodile tears.
You don't know anything about Katie. Nothing. None of you do.
On the green shirt interview. And even my video yesterday, I threw that clip in where they say we're just now first hearing from the parents. What you didn't understand is that was some 10 days after this child disappeared. You're hearing from the mom and the stepdad.
Okay.
The mom.
Also, the dad as well, Betty. The dad as well. This kid ran away, allegedly ran away. Unfortunately, they don't have the staff, and mainstream media doesn't do reports on every teenager that runs away, Betty.
10 days after her child disappeared because she refused to speak to anyone about her child. Remember, they were trying to keep the story suppressed as much as possible. And it kind of makes you wonder why they were suppressing the story of their missing son, because most moms, maybe not fathers, but, and I have to think if a father was primary.
How were they suppressing it, Betty? How were they suppressing it? She didn't talk down to Olivia. I didn't see her talk down to anybody. I seen a very devastated mother who's not used to having cameras in her face being asked questions about her child that's missing. Couldn't be that she's going through the worst time of her life. Couldn't be none of that stuff, right?
They would be pushy too, but mostly moms, they raise the roof if something happens to their cub. And that was something that was a little different in this case, where they were really trying to do everything they can to suppress the story, which is, again,
this email? No. All you have is Justin's word, old Spanky Boy, saying it's from a teacher. I don't know how he's able to confirm that unless he actually spoke with said person.
Odd behavior from my standpoint. And then we're hearing that there was this meeting, and it sounds like all parents were account. Now, if that was the case, and this is legit, then definitely 100% we can conclude that Mr. Proudfoot was in the community prior to February 26th and after January, when we were told, or at least it was implied, because no comment, right? No comment. And we can conclude, if that's true, that he was in town and he once again lied to Nancy Grace.
He didn't lie, Betty. He lives there. He can be there whenever he wants to be. Excuse me. It is his home, Betty. But again, never mind. You're just not even, never mind.
When Nancy Grace was trying to find out when the last time he was in that area, and he was being very shady on answering that question and trying to use word salad and confuse what was really being asked, as he is very, very...
what I think was going on is, there was things that he wasn't allowed to talk about per law enforcement that they did not want him talking about. So he was doing the best to answer the questions without giving out information that Ellie was not willing to let him give out.
Seasoned in doing. So we have that. Now let's get back to this with Justin, because again, I've got a lot of commentary when it comes to these statements that he's about to release.
According to, I'm not going to say, she was obnoxious.
Does it really surprise anyone?
He went on to say that KP and CP blamed Seth for every single one of Sebastian's problems.
This is where we're going to have the bulk of our comment. Commentary today, because let's look at the situation at hand. Mom and stepdad had this child more than anyone else. More than anyone else. Yet it's the person that only gets him nights and weekends every other weekend, right? It's his fault for everything. Let's kind of rewind this tape and some of the stuff that we have learned about this case. One is that it appears something in the dynamic of this family shifted in 2022. It seems like this is when, right? Now we have to backtrack just a little bit because we have a manipulating stepfather, right?
I wasn't muted. Oh
That's
my
very
God. I'm
conniving.
so sorry. I didn't know I was muted. Yeah, Betty, I talked to you guys this whole time. I'm sorry. I'm outside, so I don't have my good standalone mic because I didn't want to carry everything out here. Next time I'll go carry everything out here. I love that mic. It's so clear, and I always know when I'm muted on it. Okay, I messed up. Now I got to go back because I remember what I said.
22. It
Okay,
seems
Betty,
like this is when.
Okay, look. It is not a major shift in 2022. There had been behavioral issues going on for quite some time. They were escalating, evidently. not just at home, but at school as well. Seth was aware of this. Come on, Seth, you know you were. It's not what it. Katie was looking at options, looking up, trying to find resources to get the help that for her son, doing what any parent would do. It's not a narrative you guys will run with because it doesn't fit anything you've said. So therefore, you have swept this under the carpet, and now you're trying to distract and deflect from it, saying that it was a major upheaval. No, it's what had been going on. Things were just escalating, in my opinion. But like I said, you won't even entertain it. Just like you're not entertaining that this email could be as fake as everything that's in it. Coincidentally, happens to fit the narrative you've been spewing for months. Yeah.
Right? Now we have to backtrack just a little bit because we have a manipulating stepfather, right? That's very conniving and cunning. So if you go back to 2021, what did we learn happened in 2021? We learned that in Alabama, the stepfather was working. Nobody knew he was married. Okay. And he was obviously getting it on with a bartender, allegedly.
Oh, he was. She goes, he was obviously getting it on. Then she goes, allegedly. No, you stated it as fact, Betty. And it's not true. There's been no proof to substantiate any of that. And it absolutely has nothing to do with Sebastian running away. It's just more rumors and gossip that you have contributed to the chaos in this story.
According to one of his coworkers. So that was in 2021. And then they probably were having some marital issues in their family. He's been married 5 times, right? She thinks she's the one. She thinks she's the she might be now. You know, I don't know how they're going to be able to split apart after this. He's stuck. The one thing he doesn't like, he's stuck. He's stuck like Chuck, right? Can't do anything now. That's his wife for life, right? So in 2021, we hear of this alleged affair or multiple affairs from in Alabama. He was a loosey-goosey type of guy in Alabama. And so they buy this new house in 2022. Clearly, their marriage is fracturing if you know, hubby is running around when you ain't looking, right? So they move into this really nice, much more expensive, almost 3 times more expensive than the house that they left. They got
the only shift was that Seth moving there in 2022. The blame on Seth is correct. He didn't give Sebastian his medications, gave his access to the internet unsupervised. He spoke badly. Oh, casual. Hope someone has a reservation at Summer County Airbnb. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you so much. I love the comment. Without that man, she's putting down the man she's going to bat for. Probably would not be in Tennessee with his job. Yeah, Seth has not lived there that long. The way that they have portrayed it, like he's been a constant, but he wasn't. He wasn't. And he, you know, and that he had this, he hadn't even been at his job long. He still hasn't even been there. I mean, he was new to it all, you know. He hadn't been at his job, 6-9 months? Maybe? 6 to 9 months? But, yeah. And a lot of people take advantage of people's pain and torment. They singled out people, catfish influence the situation. You can include anything from an unsafe natural environment that is tainted. True. And they exploit the hell out of this. And it makes me sick that how they exploit this case and how they've exploited these children and these victims' families. And
VA loan, which means zero money down. So they would only have to pay closing costs on their home to close, which takes your closing costs from like $40,000 or $60,000 to probably
closing costs are never $40,000 to $60,000. You idiot.
And $20,000, huge savings, maybe even less than that. And everything else is built into the loan. Now you got to remember, the stepfather's only making $30 an hour.
It's not always zero money down, Betty. It's not always that way.
I can't imagine how much money the mom could possibly be making with Brinks installing these security systems. But whatever the case may be, we also heard there's some type of government siphon from the military service that the mom did, but never heard that the stepfather's getting the same type of siphon for the military service he did. Either way, it sounds like there is a total of 3 incomes coming in here, but they increased their costs.
I don't believe that any of them, I could be wrong. I don't believe that any of them get any support from the military, but if they do, so be it. They served their country. They did their job. Thank them for their service, and I'm sure whatever they are getting, they are entitled to. But they work for what they got, Betty. They have jobs. You're jealous. Can't help you with that.
Almost 66% purchasing this home. And so I have stated when I started learning about this and learning their income and learning what their mortgage must be and looking at their car payments and looking at their recreation vehicle and other things, one of the comments I had, you can go back to some of my first work, I started talking about their finances and said, you know, they might be spreading themselves a little too thin. I don't know how many people were with me during those times, but I know there are a lot that are in chat. That can confirm that those were statements.
From what I understand, Dark Star polygraphs were taken and passed. Ellie had given Chris and Katie theirs. They both, from what we understand, by Seth's mom, and Seth is aware of it as well, because Chris even said Ellie let him know he had receipts that they were telling Seth about the polygraphs and then passing them to try to reel him in a little bit. Seth took one on the Nancy Grace show. It took a couple polygraphs, allegedly, for him to pass it. Did he take one from Ellie? I don't think so.
Statements that I have made. If not, there was always receipts. Go back to the beginning. I think I even have one solid live, maybe an hour or 2 hour live on the subject with a thumbnail and everything. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. Okay. We also learned that the mom was the breadwinner because she was on the top of she was first position in the on the title documents, which tells me that she probably either had better credit or more money. That's typically when I see that. I used to be and I used to sell, and I used to work for a mortgage company, so I sell real estate and mortgage company. So I understand.
It was a brief little job you had where you created fake W-2s for people to get mortgages they shouldn't have got. You were working for one of those companies that was responsible for the market collapse, doing all those fake and fraudulent mortgages, Betty. You didn't sell real estate. You never sold a damn house. You briefly had a license only to just let it expire. You didn't do anything with it. Stop it. Stop lying and inflating your careers that you didn't have. You whistleblowed, you snitched on everybody so your ass didn't get in trouble in that office, Betty. But you were very much a part of the fraud going on. You were the one making the fraudulent forms, Betty.
Understand why positions are the way they are. Typically, if you don't give them instruction, they always put the male's name first. There's only a few times that they have to put the wife's name first. And again, those comes down to just a few reasons for that. Me on this house, when I purchased it, I put my name in first position because I purchased this home with my money and I paid cash, free and clear. And I wanted to make sure that was established on the record. So if anything happened between me and my husband, I maintained the house that I purchased. And that's exactly what happened when the divorce had happened. And had that been in a different position, maybe my ex-husband would have argued a little bit more with me about it, but we all knew who paid for this house. And so that was a done deal.
Yeah, it wasn't you. It was his settlement, Betty, that he got. It wasn't you. You took advantage of the man. Let's be honest here. Let's tell the truth.
So that's the only other reason that
you didn't purchase anything he did, but he spoke little English and he couldn't read and write English, and you knew that, and you took advantage of that man. Not to mention that you both had issues with substances and alcohol, and you had a very volatile relationship. Very volatile. Your record speaks for itself. But you want to tell the truth, Betty. It was his settlement money that bought that house. And then there was still some money owed on it and you were going to, and then your dad stepped up after the fact. Ooh, anyway, I'm going too deep. I don't want to go too deep here, but she's full of shit. Hey, Lisa, wow, it's good to see you. She blackmailed him out of that house. Yeah. Hey, Imaginary Enterprise. She's rewriting history a couple thousand times. She's rewrote this story. She hasn't worked an honest day in her life. Betty doesn't have a long work history with outside jobs. For a couple of years, she worked with her husband in his little handyman business. They made a little money, but nothing. She worked off and on for her dad. Betty herself said the longest she had a job was 10 to 12 months. Yeah. Anyway. She inflates it. She just makes it up as she goes along. You got to be, if she told the truth, she would die. She never speaks the truth in anything ever. Yeah. It kind of frustrates me to no end to hear some of these people. And I don't know. We might get into a little bit of Brittany, and it just really pissed me off. How dare you get on here and call me and Granny and others grifters? My husband bust his ass for this family. You know, I don't come on here and say, I got something going on. I need you all to give me money, but I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you what I got going on, but I need you to pay for it. Then you go turn around and call people grifters. You know what? You're right. You're not a grifter. You're a beggar. You're right. I will stand corrected from now on. And then you're going to say something about Granny or me or somebody having a wish list that we've been asked by people that support our channel have asked us to do. Okay.
Be in the first position is something like that. But either way, you start seeing this shift. And then we learn that the alleged affair 2021, we got the new home in 2022, and then boom, 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 all these CPS reports, right? You start getting
you put Granny in a situation where she has to financially get an attorney around the holidays. Good move. Boy, if someone did that to you, oh boy, it would be endless boohoo crying morning, day, and night, which you still do. But yeah, so stop.
CPS reports every few months.
Sorry, sidetrack.
A couple times a year. You know, it's been a couple years. There's 5 reports and a child missing. It seemed to me like there was a major dynamic shift way back here. Remember, I start saying that you start seeing, and this goes back to the Summer Wells conversations we had. I said when you start looking in the past, you start seeing this point when things start unraveling. You know, and this is one of the points when things start unraveling in this family.
When you keep going back and trying to rewrite history, got it.
We get here. We also saw the unraveling aspect in the Summer Wells case as well. So you start seeing this major dynamical change inside the family home.
No, there was no, Betty, no. You're wrong. Summer Wells, it was just another day. There wasn't no major changes there. Their life was what it was. You were never pleased with their life. You never approved of their life or the way they lived it. And it didn't really matter what you approved. But never mind.
And then a child is missing. So we go back to sourcing it. We see this alleged affair in 2021, this new purchase. The new purchase may have been related to the guilt of this alleged affair for all we know. We don't know why they purchased this huge, big, beautiful home.
Why do people buy homes? Because they need a place to live, Betty. And your words say a big, beautiful home. You think because it's a standard house there, Betty, in that development. It really is. Is it a nice home? Yeah. But it's just your average home. But it's more than you got, so you see dollar signs and you think you're going to get yourself a piece of that. You've made that clear from the get-go, Betty. You've said they got money and them in the Bower Sox. You've constantly harped on about the things they have, that they work for, real jobs.
3 times more than their prior home. We don't know what those reasons are, but sometimes people try to buy forgiveness. You know, is this a situation where somebody tried to buy forgiveness?
Lord. So,
and then you
what?
take that information.
Buy forgiveness for what? Are you kidding me? That's something you do, Betty. Quit projecting onto other people. You know nothing about these people. So what if they upgraded? They were making good money paying their own bills, Betty. They weren't begging on the internet. So what if they bought a bigger house? They can.
And you put it in here. Now, the problems that caused this purchase never went away because there's still a lot of hurt feelings here. And so now you've got a stepfather and a stepmother that are ragged, unhappy, trying to keep their head above water, trying to put on this facade for their family, friends, and coworkers. And you've got all of this stress behind the scenes that nobody is seeing. And it's spinning, it's unraveling, and then starts spinning out of control. Is that what we're facing?
I don't think they were having financial issues. I don't think there was all that stress. I think until this happened, you know, they pretty much were living your average two-parent working lives. The weekends, they ran errands and did their family things. During the week, people worked and went to school. I don't know. I see it as your average life, Betty.
Here. Is that why there were so many problems after the purchase of the new home? Is it because they started having family problems and a break apart of their family dynamic way back in 2021 before they ever purchased the home in 2022?
No.
And you know, men that...
No, Betty. Why are you trying to put this off like there was problems with Chris and Katie in their marriage? They were having behavioral issues with their son. Why is it so hard for you to admit that? Can I tell you why? I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't fit your narrative. Instead, it's more salacious to make it seem like Chris and Katie were having marital problems and bought this house because it was a way to make up for what they did. That's some...
Can I interest you?
have affairs, just like women that have affairs. It's all your fault, right? You're putting all of that BS onto the other partner, and they don't even know you're out sleeping with other people. They just feel like they're at fault for everything, right? So when it does come to revelation that, oh my gosh, well, it's, you know, if you didn't treat me this way and you didn't do this and you didn't frustrate me and you didn't do that, then I would never have done this, right? The manipulating, the conniving, the cunning part of it.
On his Twitter, I haven't checked today. He did. I'll say if it's on his Twitter, I can show it. FS explains the green hoodie guy. Let me look at that. I'll let this play while I'm looking for it.
It kind of comes out, right? So when you're looking at this and you're looking at the dynamic of how they got here on February 10th and why everything was being exploded, is because
go back to the teacher interview.
Hey everyone, interrupting your research with huge news.
Is it the new iPhone 16 Pro?
Yes.
Give it to the girl.
He
She's
said
making sure she makes her dime.
This letter, because there's still a lot more commentary to be had.
Redacted said he felt utterly embarrassed for Seth. He said KP and CP treatment of Seth made everyone in the room uncomfortable. Additionally, the very first day of the disappearance, that Monday, 2/26/24, we had, how I say this. I asked such and such at the school, quote, hey, have you found the boy yet? at this point, no one was really panicking. It was just...
I don't know why anybody wouldn't panic, especially since this kid has gone through every single school and has never disappeared. And all of a sudden, he's 15 years old, had the best weekend of his life, allegedly, and decides to run away at that point. Nobody's worried whatsoever. I can tell you his father came all the way over from over an hour away. I'd say he was...
Stop trying to sensationalize everything, Betty. Make it salacious. His best weekend ever. No one ever said that. That's always come from you guys. It was just an average weekend for them. You know, when you work a 9 to 5 during the week, your weekends tend to be busy. You run errands, you go to the grocery store, you go out to eat, you spend family time, you do, you know, we do a lot of things. Some weekends we're on the go the whole weekend. Some weekends not so busy, but still have errands to run. It's normal life, Betty. It's not the best day ever. It's called normal, regular, average working Joe life. You can try to make it sound salacious. Hey, Tebow. But it's not. Sorry, I keep clicking my lighter. But it's not.
I was a little worried.
The case of a autistic child who'd run off. This teacher responded to my question and said, quote, "No, and something is up with that. They're telling us that he ran off without his shoes and without his phone."
Now, who in this world would know a child? Oops, wrong one. Who in this world would know a child better?
Okay, see, this is what I mean about this teacher's email, this alleged teacher email. It is the exact verbiage that Spanky Betty had put out here. I'm telling you, this email is from somebody watching them. I don't believe it's, just in my opinion, I don't believe it's from a teacher, because I don't think a teacher would risk their job. And you would definitely be risking your job doing that. You could possibly even lose your job. But I'm sorry, this is more, I'm not buying it. This is more just, yeah, this is exactly the narrative they've been spinning.
Than a parent. Okay. How many, if you have a child, let's say high school and below.
You're killing.
Anybody in the chat that has any kids or grandchildren in high school? Don't leave grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle out. Okay. Who would know your child better than your family? Anybody know? Anybody know who would know your child better than your family? Would you say somebody would know? The only other people that would most likely know your child better than the family, and of course their best friend, would be their teachers. Exactly.
No, I disagree with that. Not in every case. No, I disagree with that. I've been in this. I've worked with many kids in and out of the system. Not all kids are close to their teachers. Not all teachers are close to their students. You know, they are overwhelmed, underpaid, overworked. They got big classrooms. So, yeah, in some cases, absolutely. In other cases, no. Just my opinion.
They're teachers. Okay. So now we have some corroboration here. Because remember,
no,
the mom
we don't have corroboration because this has not been vetted. You don't know if this is a real email. You don't know if it's really from a teacher. So no, you don't have corroboration. All you have is yet another character that has popped in who's running with the same narrative as you guys, clearly watches you. I mean, this is word for word on stuff Spanky himself has said. Come on. We've had fake dog handlers, fake neighbors, fake cousins, fake friends. And now we got a teacher. Are you kidding me? This has been nothing but one fake after another. Hey, Delusa.
try to throw everybody off with the whole shoe thing, right? Remember that? Oh, well, I know Seth said.
No one tried to throw anybody off with the shoe thing, but you. You tried to.
Seth said.
Fake, yeah.
But I've seen him go out without his shoes before. Oh, he didn't really care for his cell phone. Remember that? Do you guys remember that? Say yes if you guys remember those conversations. Multiple different conversations, but you guys remember the gist of all of that. The mom's actually trying to say that he wouldn't usually put his shoes on. He's left the house without his shoes. Remember that?
Well, if anybody would know him, would be his mother, whom he lived with full time, 24/7, 365. The one you don't like to give credit for being a parent, but who's always been there for her son, clearly has love for her son and wants her son home. Just because your child has some behavioral issues or whatever going on, it doesn't make you love them any less, Betty. If anything, it makes you want to protect them even more.
Cell phone now, he doesn't always charge it, just playing it off, right? And we all agree that teachers would know your child second or third best to your family and their friends. Mm-hmm. And sometimes those teachers know more than their best friend. Why? Because they pay attention.
In some cases, that could be true, but not in all cases.
Hear kids conversating, and never forget the passing of the notes. Remember the passing of the notes? They used to grab those. I don't know if you need to pass notes anymore because of cell phones, but some schools won't let you touch your cell phone while you're in class. So passing of the notes still there,
you're
right?
You're not even allowed to have your cell phone out of your backpack. You're not even supposed to take it to school, but you're not allowed to have it, and they do take them. But I know they have problems with the high school kids, and kids aren't, it's not like it used to be. Kids don't hesitate now to, unfortunately, put their hands on teachers or bus drivers or bus driver assistants. They just don't care anymore, sadly.
And they get those notes and they know what's going on. Like, teachers got this, okay? Teachers got this. So let's hear what this teacher believes. Because now this is giving us corroboration to Seth's statement, not the mother's. And it makes me wonder why the mother is so hell-bent on throwing people off. Interesting.
So Clue got a subpoena?
I'm telling you right now that I know there's no way he ran out of the house barefooted and without his phone. No way.
All right. That kind of sounds a little similar to what Seth had been saying and what Seth has been maintaining since the beginning of this case, no? In my opinion, I think CP and KP wanted happy family time with Faith, only as CP wants full custody. Disgusting. A judge, don't stop and look and listen better. Juicy Jello, I was having a conversation with somebody in my emails about this very topic, about why this judge related in New Mexico with Faith is not is still allowing Chris to see his child. But you have to understand the law. CP
he was allowed to see his child because it was a nasty custody battle and everything was unfounded. That's why he was allowed to see his child, Betty.
Have been arrested, charged, or named anywhere related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I don't even know if Nina even knows that there's 5 CPS reports related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Now, if she learns of this, could her attorney subpoena those records under seal? Yes. Yes, he could. And I absolutely behoove Nina to do that, to subpoena these records under seal.
No.
And
I don't believe he'd be able to use them because it's not pertaining to her child and it has nothing to do with her child. So that would be a tough one there.
Allow her attorney to see them so they can better help protect Faith. But let's face it, up until a few months ago, nobody knew these records existed. Why? Because they worked around the clock to keep them away from the father, the school.
They did not work around the clock. Nothing was kept from the school. According to you people, the school has called. Not just on Chris, but on Seth as well. So stop with oh my God. They're not.
Even law enforcement.
Hey, Marcy.
How could this be? I don't know. But my understanding is whoever the
and
person
law enforcement, I'm sure, is well aware of these reports and has them.
Was overseeing this case is fired.
If they exist, they have them. I don't know.
From the Department of Children and Family Services in that area. That's what I heard.
Oh.
Fired. So obviously did not follow the proper protocol. Otherwise, they would not be fired. And Seth would have known this was going on since 2022 and would have worked a little harder to get Sebastian out of the clutches of these people. So this is the situation we're in. Is it surprising? We know.
Yeah, they're not gonna go sharing them with the world. It doesn't work that way. And Betty knows that. This is ridiculous.
Department of Children and Family Services has been struggling for years. We were outraged during the Summer Wells case because they were there the day before and could have saved that young girl and failed to act.
What do you mean they could have saved her? She's missing. We don't know what happened to Summer. You have no idea. There's been no evidence that the parents did anything or they'd have been arrested, Betty. Just because somebody didn't live the way you think they should doesn't mean their kids should have been removed. I'm not passing judgment on any of that because there's no evidence that the parents had anything to do with it. My opinion doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's irrelevant. What matters is what law enforcement does. And I pray that someday we get answers about Summer or that she's returned home. But until law enforcement says they have a suspect or that the parents were involved or anything, that there's still no proof. But that's it. Another case you inserted yourself into caused chaos. A total freaking sideshow is what you people were. And, you know, if you were truly concerned about the other children, the last thing you would have wanted to do was get the family fired from a job that was not that far away, but paid good, and they could provide for them kids food and necessities like shelter and utilities, you know. Those kids seem to be happy, Betty. They seem to be happy. Do I think they were the best parents in the world? Absolutely not. Show me a perfect parent. Do I think things could have been different? Absolutely. But like I said, my opinion doesn't matter. Law enforcement's opinion's what matters at the end of the day in the case. What I think or say is not going to bring Summer home or get the people in trouble if they did anything to her. So why am I going to attack and slam the parents when I don't have any proof they did anything? I'm just saying.
The people investigating the case of Sebastian need to change in order for it to be solved. I agree with that in part. I don't like leadership of Sumner County, period. Okay? Leadership of the county. I don't like leadership of the sheriff's department. I don't like the leadership there. There's a cultural issue there that is not lawful. Okay? It goes against our Constitution. And I think people should be held accountable with their jobs. That's why I don't like top brass. Okay? They're the ultimate responsibility of what goes on in their county and their community and the people under them. And they haven't stemmed this cultural issue in years because it's a good old boys type of dynamic there, which is fine. And they can be a good old boy dynamic there, but what they can't do is railroad people and violate their rights because of the good old boy system, especially when you're protecting a bad person that doesn't mind assaulting a disabled boy, a kid. And if that's what the law enforcement...
Who are you talking about? Who assaulted a disabled boy? Quit describing him like he's some invalid or something. He's a healthy, strapping 15-year-old teenager who just happens to be high functioning with autism. That's it. Quit making him sound like he's not this little disabled little child. Wow. SideShow. Jan 6th is her court. Want to hear Jailhouse Rock for Elvis' birthday? But just be careful typing in caps, because YouTube doesn't like that, and the bots pick that up, and sometimes it can not. Yeah. Because it unfounded. Yeah, totally.
And courts want to protect, then they're going the disgust of the rest of the world. So we've got this issue, right? And now we have corroboration by the person that would know this boy more than his family, and that is his teacher, saying there's no way this is possible. We have to listen to that.
No, we don't. Because you don't know if this is a teacher. You don't know if this is someone out of Spanky's audience. Spanky, you can tell, I'm sorry, but he's not good at faking it. And he doesn't have faith in it. I think there's more to this. I think this is bullshit, in my opinion.
He always had his belongings, his phone.
And we talked about that. What kid would run away from the house without any belongings? No, didn't steal money from mommy or daddy.
A lot of teenagers. Yeah, happens all the time. Yeah.
Didn't steal any food or the brand new snacks. His beloved snacks that he wakes up in the middle of the night and goes and steals out of the cabinetry and hides under his bed, hides the evidence under his bed.
Well, Betty, that's a true fact. Teenagers are always sneaking food in their bedrooms. And you're going to find the wrappers stashed everywhere. Again, pretty standard average behavior.
Didn't even bother taking any of those snacks that he's been in trouble for over
they normally
and over
don't.
and over again. Didn't take a switch.
That's, because you don't announce that you're running away, hence the idea of running away. Yeah. You don't announce it so somebody can pack you a bag so you can be ready. And a lot of the times it isn't planned. It's spur of the moment. And, maybe he thought he was just going out to get something or to talk to someone for a minute and thought he was coming right back in. We don't know. You don't know, Betty. But what I can tell you is what law enforcement themselves have put out here. And they said there's no signs of foul play, Betty. And there's no signs of foul play on the parents. So you have no proof, no evidence that anybody did anything. You don't know if this is even a real email that he didn't send to himself or somebody from his chat didn't send. You just don't know. I find it hard to believe that a teacher is going to risk their job, because a teacher would be fired for this. If Katie and Chris chose to go to the school board, that teacher can be fired. And a lot of people would say rightfully so. Because I don't care if this is, by some slim chance, a teacher that clearly watches Spanky, because it's pretty much word for word what he spewed. Yeah. Yeah. I have some issues there. Why is she covering his mouth? Maybe he don't have a good... Okay, yeah. You could tell Spanky. You just... Spanky's whole reaction to this.
Didn't take his cell phone so he could call his dad to come pick him up.
He wouldn't call his dad, though. He wouldn't... Never mind. Evidently, and apparently, according to what I've even heard coming out of Seth's own mouth, Sebastian was not happy with the situation. Sebastian did not want to be homeschooled, and he wasn't crazy about going to live with Seth, to be honest. I mean, from what I gather, I don't know them. I don't live there. Couldn't tell you. I'm telling you by what I gathered from everything that's out here. Yeah. So I doubt that okay.
Geez, hates dirt and hates bugs.
Just my
We listed
opinion.
all the reasons why this child would not have left on his own. And this teacher is corroborating
gross
those findings.
misconduct. Yeah, that would be. And I would not feel sorry for the teacher if this is truly legit. Marcy, at the high school here, you are lucky if the teachers know about a student's IEP or 504. I had to fight for all my son's teachers to know about it after I went off on him in front of me. Yeah.
Along with his father. But we can't find anybody that corroborates the events or the information for the mom and the stepdad. How is that possible?
Again, this was day one. There was no need to panic. But yet, such and such teacher had a gut feeling that something was off. Anyway, thought you would find this interesting.
Okay. So the last part of my commentary on this topic is that
I want to hear
the last
that. What
part.
did you say?
Thought you would find that something was off. Anyway, but yet, again, this was day one. There was no need to panic. But yet, such and such teacher had a gut feeling that something was off. Anyway, thought you would find this interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a person who, this alleged teacher from the school, this person from the school that allegedly sent this email, got this information from the teacher, the male teacher that was in the supposed alleged meeting with all them. This male teacher was telling this female teacher who watches Spanky, who then reached out and emailed Spanky and said, this is what she heard. Are you kidding me? And it's just coincidentally is pretty much the narrative Spanky's been spewing. So yeah. Okay, everybody can believe it, I guess. Yeah.
Part of my commentary on this topic is that the mom and stepdad tried to blame Seth for everything. Okay?
I don't believe that. Why would they blame him for everything? That just doesn't even make sense to me. You don't have anything to substantiate that. You don't have any credible sources. You have an angry ex who wants revenge. Yeah.
Blame them for everything because they needed to distance themselves from the abuse that they were giving to Sebastian and try
what abuse, Betty? You have not proven that there was all this severe abuse that you people keep alleging happened. Sorry. You don't want to admit the truth. Yes, things were hectic and crazy. They were dealing with a 15-year-old who was very defiant, Betty. Back in the beginning, it was said about him having oppositional defiance disorder. And nobody cared to follow through with it because it didn't fit the narratives you people were spinning. It would have never fit the narrative you're running because that would have had to have meant that Seth, his father, was aware of the issues, both at home and at school, and has been for quite some time. And for him to just, I don't know. Why is he so hell-bent on making himself look like he was the best ever when there's no way that he wasn't aware of the situation? the emails that have been talked about, that Betty herself talked about months ago, clearly he was totally aware and was looking into these places as well. It's no shade for that. They're doing what parents do. They're trying to find options. They're trying to get the best help they can. They want to see what resources are available. That's amen for that, you know? That's not a bad thing, and it doesn't make anybody look bad. I don't understand the need to come out with all this distraction like this. What are you trying to hide? The fact that he's been aware all along and has still ran with this narrative with you people? Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't. And
to justify it in their brains as to why they're doing it. It was all Seth's fault, even though Seth is not the one that's caring for this child the majority of the time.
He wouldn't take the child. Remember, he's 15, almost 16 years old. He's a young man. He's not a little child anymore. Hasn't been for quite some time. But you're right, Seth's own words. He would not take him. Which he even said about the behavior. And again, you're glossing it over and acting like nothing was ever said. I don't get that. Those are things that you can support because you have actual video footage of him saying it. And
he gets this child every other weekend. He wants to be more involved in his son's life. And he couldn't. And even when the mom and stepdad wanted him to take him full time, they still wouldn't give him more opportunities to be with him. He was 15 years old. He didn't need his mommy and daddy to stay home. His mom left him home when she was still at work. Seth left him home when he was at work.
A couple hours compared to 12 to 13 hours.
He stayed in his room. He knew how to make himself sandwiches. He knew how to use the microwave. Hell,
yeah, but just a little while ago, you tried to make him sound like he was this severely disabled child who couldn't do anything. Pick a lane, Betty. Because you say he was this poor, disabled, autistic child, and then here you are saying the complete opposite. You can't have both. No.
Knew how to shoot a gun if need be, and was actually very good at target practice. Knew how to swim, was not terrified of water, just did not like dirty, murky water, preferred pools. Not your typical child that's going to run away and run straight for the waters, is it? But that is what was implied.
No one said that he ran straight for the waters. Where is this coming from? I haven't heard that out of law enforcement. Kids these days don't have to memorize phone numbers. They are saved in their phones. Yeah, that's why I make sure they know mine. They know the area code, the phone number, the address, the zip code. We went over and over that, and I'll ask them every now and again just to make sure they still remember it. But yeah, they don't have phones, so, and they're not getting one anytime soon. I'm so mad at myself for breaking this phone. This damn cheap piece of shit. But it was a phone, you know, and I can't believe I dropped it. I'm still mad at myself.
That morning. That's what was implied that morning. Even though the mother knew that could not be further from the truth.
No.
They have nothing better to do but start rumors and make up lies. Well, we've been talking about
Betty, that's describing you.
The major distraction failed. This right here is just...
No, that wasn't a major distraction. What are you talking about? You people tried to spin it, and Tony tried to bring out this major distraction with these alleged CPS calls and all this, immediately trying to spin this when there was no major distraction. It wasn't anything. I'm sorry, I didn't see it as anything that bad, especially when you yourself had talked about those emails months ago. My gosh.
Just another part of the failure. You know, there was something going on behind these closed doors. We were getting close. We're talking about possible things missing from their home. We're raising our voices outside of Sumner County. And a month after I visited the area for 3 days, they moved to have me thrown in jail.
No, they didn't.
We all knew.
They didn't. You did. You had protection orders put against you. You knew, Betty, and you chose to violate those orders just like you are now. And I'm hoping that when you go to court, that the judge lays into you for it. Betty, you have protection orders and you got a tattoo. You don't know this child. You're not related in any way, Betty. You stalk, harass, and threaten his mom and stepmom or stepdad. I don't think he'd want anything to do with you, honestly.
When I went to jail, they were trying to cause a distraction. They were trying to change the commentary online. And while it did for a little bit,
no, you guys bring the chaos and the distractions. You guys.
Is going to distract from the fact that a 15-year-old medically needy boy disappeared from their custody, care, and control.
He's not medically needy. He's not. You make it sound like it's life or death, and it's not. It's not, Betty, because Seth's own words, he wouldn't even give Sebastian his medication. He didn't believe in medications, remember? Just saying.
They have no explanation as to why this child is not seen on any cameras, picked up on any trail cameras, seen by any eyewitnesses, or even picked up by the
honestly,
search dog.
We don't know because law enforcement has not released all the info they have. It's an active, open case, Betty. They're not going to release and tell you everything they have. I'm sure they have more than they have let on or that they have released. Of course they do.
That there was activity from the side of their house that has literally no camera footage. And had a car been a car length back, we wouldn't even know the car was there.
Check my message.
Several mistakes made that night. 1 is the shoes, 2 is getting that car in the camera view, and 3 is using flashlights to get out to the car. Now, while some people might be trying to find the ninja UFO that came down and beamed Sebastian up to the sky, we're here grounded in reality.
What message?
And something happened inside.
Yeah, they won't tell you everything. What message, dear? Yeah, I seen that. Let me see if it's still going on. Yeah. And she's still alive, so I can't play none of it. But anyway.
Inside this home. Something has been happening inside this home since 2022, and it sounded like...
No, Betty. There had been behavioral issues going on for quite some time. What are you trying to do?
Climaxed on the eve of February 25th into the morning of February 26th. If anybody is following this and can add and subtract and do math, you know 1 + 1 = 2, 2 times 4, 2 times 2 = 4. And at the end of the day, this is not good for the mother and stepfather. They're laying blame where blame is not due. They're punishing this boy over and over again, even though he doesn't leave the house, doesn't stay out past curfews, never stolen mommy's money, never stole mommy's car.
You don't know if he's being punished over and over again, Betty.
Never snuck a friend in the house, never snuck out of the house.
But there was behavioral issues, Betty. And there was behavioral issues at school as well, Betty. Seth is well aware that the behavioral issues had been going on for quite some time, Betty. And they were getting worse.
The things that normal kids get in trouble for. and he was always in trouble. Trust me,
Yeah,
this
I
had
know,
nothing
Little
to
C.
do
I
with Steph.
seen something about
His
that. I was
defecation.
gonna play some of Clues. I might play some of the audio. Because she's still alive, but I might play just like a little something about, I don't know if it's true. She got something about is that the ensued as did Clue get a subpoena? I don't know. I lost all my audience. Everybody went live. Nobody was scheduled. I figured nobody would be live because Queen was on all day, so I figured I'd have a chance to go live. But yeah.
And soiling himself was from the stresses
right.
and the abuse
ones
he
that
was
matter
dealing with in
stay.
his own home. We know the signs of that. Many of us, when we heard about him all of a sudden, using the restroom, we knew that was a telltale sign of abuse. We knew ourselves. We didn't know how bad it was until just recently when we found out about 5 reports. 5.
No, we don't know that there is really truly 5 reports. We don't know what they consist of. And when you're dealing with a child, special needs, that is having behavioral issues in school as well as at home, that's not surprising. And it's not.
Hey, NJs. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm going to play some of it.
I figured.
I'm just going to play the audio.
I do not understand why the stepfather would travel to Mississippi to pick up a trailer when his stepson has been missing for 2 days. It wasn't. So I'm looking back. Now, I don't know if my timeline's accurate, but I used Chlamydia because she was the one stalking this family. She lived in the area. She was driving by their house on a daily basis.
No,
and
she wasn't driving by their house on a daily basis. Stop, Betty.
It appeared that the camper wasn't there. Camper didn't show up until March 14th. And I do believe it was the stepfather that said it wasn't directly after the situation. And then when you go back and look at the evidence of other content creators that were in and around that community, remember, my car was broke down. There's no way I traveled out there because I had no vehicle. It was at the shop performance. So I had to rely on other people. Well, I went back and reviewed the information, and it was very clear to me that Illuminati was the one that didn't believe their story and thought that they had done something more with their son until she started becoming employed by them. And then
she's not employed by them, Betty. And yes, in the beginning, she did change after finding out and meeting someone and finding out more stuff that was going on. From what I understand, I can't speak for her. I don't watch Clue. I don't know a lot about her. Evidently, you know more than I do. But anyway,
her stance changed on this case, but she's the one that broke when the camper made it back to the house.
Okay,
which the first sighting of this camper was on March 14th, almost a month, 3 weeks after. So he sat pretty like a good little boy for 2 weeks, and then had to go get his camper. It makes you wonder what was in that camper that he was so nervous about that he had to go pick up the camper and stay gone 17 to 25 hours.
Because it takes time to pack up a camper and move it, Betty. And I'm sure he wanted to get a little rest because it's going to take a little longer pulling that camper to get home. Nothing unusual about that. Law enforcement was aware of it. I'm sure they understood that they know the reasons. It is what it is. Whatever, Betty.
25 hours. So we kind of have it there.
Anything alarming either, Betty.
There is pretty much the tea that is being spilled today because this new information from this teacher only solidifies and corroborates
Number one, it does not corroborate nor solidify anything. You don't even know if it's a real teacher. Apparently, this alleged teacher watches Spanky, and it's not firsthand information. It's information she got from some male teacher who allegedly was in this meeting and who told her about it. So then she proceeded to email Spanky. But isn't it weird that her verbiage, her wording, it pretty much mirrors Spanky? I don't know. I don't believe Because regardless whether she's a teacher, his teacher or not, her doing that still not only risk her job, which she probably would be fired for it, but also risk the male teacher's job, which I'm sure he's going to be very happy about and very thankful for her for getting him into some shit, providing any of this is true. And again, I'm just not buying it. I'm really not. They chalk it up with the fake neighbors, the fake dog handlers, the fake relatives, the fake friends. Just chalk it on up there with all the fakeness going on. I mean, and you talking about distractions. The distractions come from your side, from your team, this so-called A team. Joke.
Rumors or speculation we've had.
Hey,
we knew it had to be true, but we didn't have, we had dueling parents, so to speak. One says the child would never leave home without the shoes. Another parent saying, well, I heard that that's what he said.
Campgrounds you pay. Why pay if you're not going to be there? And honestly, we had a camper for a couple summers, and I wouldn't leave it somewhere. You just never know. I don't know. I don't see the issue with him going to get his camper. I'm sure they had their reasons, and law enforcement was well aware of the whole situation. I don't believe law enforcement did not check that camper. I believe they did go over that camper with a fine-tooth comb, just like they did the house and the cars. Of course they did. It would be surprising if they didn't, honestly.
Saying, but I've seen my child leave, go take the garbage out to the road without shoes, go get the mail without shoes. That's not leaving the home. I want to be very clear on that. That's not leaving the home. They're still at the house. They're still on the property. I still never believe that statement to begin with. But now you've got the teacher saying, yeah,
I got to go back and finish Queen Bee's live from today. I didn't get to finish it, but they were going over what happened on Forgottens last night, and yeah.
Not leaving without any belongings. Bull crap. Bull crap.
Okay,
so now we have the nearest people to this child all having the same statement. This child would never leave without shoes and never leave without his belongings. And then on the flip side of that, you have a mother and stepfather, which are the primary caregivers, pointing the finger at the other side, saying it's all his.
No, actually, they have not come out and done anything like that, Betty. They've actually not done that. The only one pointing fingers is you guys. The Proudfoots have not come out doing that. Sorry, but they haven't. Projecting much?
Fault. No. It's all their fault. It's all their fault. Everything that has ever happened to this boy, bad, has been under their care or at their hands.
No, that's not true, Betty. Stop it. You don't know anything. You have no idea. Parents don't allow for things to happen. Sometimes things happen out of your control.
Both times, or multiple times, Seth didn't have an opportunity to step in.
He did. He refused to. He said, no. I'm giving you a year. His own words. That's bull.
Or help out. Or it be his fault. Why? Because he didn't know it happened until after it happened. With the SA, with this abuse, and now with this child.
What abuse? You still have not proven any abuse has taken place. Because if there was any calls, they were all unfounded. Because Sebastian was never removed, Betty, and they would have removed him regardless. Had there been any grounds to. Had there been anything to any of this alleged abuse.
Child's disappearance. All right, guys, I don't know where you guys want to go with that, but that's my commentary. Thank you again, Justin for all. Thank you again for hindsight for pulling that.
You butchered the hell out of that interview. I should have watched it from Justin's channel.
that was very beneficial for somebody like me that doesn't have the time to go search through it. Justin, I'm sorry. I wish I could stay on your lives for 3 hours with you, bud, but I just can't, okay? I just can't. But I'm always glad and always like to hear some commentary, especially something relevant to this case. This is definitely relevant.
She don't got 3 hours to hang with Justin, but she'll sit and watch 5-6 hour lives of Queen Bees and not miss a word. She'll watch a lot of people that talk about her and not miss a word, but doesn't have 3 hours to give her friend, her good old buddy. Come on, she admitted, we caught her admitting she watches everything Queen does.
Case, but definitely another fail for the mom and stepdad. I truly believe the noose is closing in. I believe that this is going to be a solvable case if we can just get law enforcement to do their job. And I'm not saying they're not doing their job. I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt for you to just be a little more humble. Clearly things ain't going the way law enforcement expects it to go. And while social media might drive them absolutely up the wall, it brings them a whole wealth of leads. It opens the door up for a little bit more. It allows them to potentially solve this case. I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid at all. They might have been blindsided at the beginning and made a lot of mistakes because of being blindsided and manipulated and conned by the mom and the stepfather. I don't think there's anybody that has an investigation.
Have they manipulated and conned, Betty? They're not out here jumping around on panels. They didn't start a YouTube channel. They haven't, they're not out here doing interview after interview, modding in chats, jumping on panels. They're not doing any of this stuff. They don't come out going at the father. They just don't. I'm not trying to take sides here because at the end of the day, the only side I care about is Sebastian's. I don't care about these adults. They can do them. But you people have they have tried very hard to keep Sebastian in the forefront and not feed into this drama and play into it. Sadly, that's not the case with you guys. It is total chaos, misinformation, disinformation, heck, right out lies. Foul and frivolous court world things, trying to get people sued, trying to do this, trying to cease and desist, all this other crap. All the distractions, all of that is coming from your side, this team. Fake neighbors, fake emails, fake relatives, fake friends. Now we got an alleged teacher. That's all coming from the team. The team. Everything is coming from the team. This crap that Nick guy keeps posting. Come on. Oh, in their right mind would he believe any of that stuff? Which brings me to something else. Well, let me finish this.
A bone in their body that's worth the salt of their badge is not seeing through this crystal clear. The problem is
seeing through what?
And that's where the audience comes in. They can't prove it without people coming forward with knowledge. If you know somebody with knowledge, you have the knowledge yourself. It can be very scary. You may not know what to do and you may not want a spotlight on you. And I understand that.
Lord.
But this is a child. And I hope you understand that. All right, guys, be careful today. It's Friday. I hear Seth Rogers is going to be doing a live this evening. I hope everybody is there. Tomorrow is his son's birthday. Normally, we would be doing a little birthday party. I can't physically be out there because the car rentals are obviously getting a little costly to have. But I know Sebastian's
what's
not
wrong
here
with her
for his
car
birthday.
now?
And I know his father does not.
She just put what? She just cried that she put $4,000 into this car and it's still not running right? Wow. I know the feeling, Betty. I know the feeling. I'm right there with you. It's wild how I was having car trouble at the same time as you and almost for the same amount of money. Only I actually have receipts where I actually paid that kind of money. Sadly. Yeah, right before the holidays. It fucking sucks. But, you need your vehicle. I get it. But damn, my car is new. Mine's like, it's like 4 years old. I wouldn't put this kind of money into a car that I did no money on and was like 15, 20 years old. Just not worth it. I don't have a choice with this one. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should look at a different car. I'm just saying. Because trust me, I can't wait to get up underneath this one. This was brand new, but it's been a lemon from day one.
Want to celebrate his 16th birthday without him. So we will not be celebrating Sebastian's birthday tomorrow. But what we will be doing is praying. We're going to have a huge, big, beautiful prayer train that I hope goes all over this country and all over this world tomorrow, pleading for his safe return home. His safe return home.
Excuse me.
We also need to pray for Seth because he's the only person that doesn't appear to be okay with his son missing. And why do I say that? Because yesterday I compiled that video, right? And it dawned on me that after Sebastian left, his mom and stepdad lived their best life ever. Maybe because they didn't know if they were going to be caught or not, but they went out shopping for...
What are you talking about? Lived their best life ever? Because nothing I seen said that. Let me guess, she's going to lie and say they were shopping for a bike when they weren't.
New motorcycles, went to a motorcycle rally in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Boy, they just really did let their hair hang down and had...
I don't know if they really went to this motorcycle rally in Myrtle Beach, but I do know that that day that they were followed and stalked as usual because of people like Betty. They were not buying a new motorcycle, Betty. They were there. They were actually talking about arranging a bike run and also putting up flyers, Betty. See, there was a lot of things they did, but they didn't come out here and need pats on the back for what they were doing. They actually were doing things.
Whole lot of fun from the months of March to May. And it's a real shame.
We've got great news for seniors.
What
the Social Security Administration has made a small burial fund available.
Because I don't know if I could.
What a whole lot of fun. What a whole lot of fun. Unfortunately, life goes on, Betty. You have to get up and go to work. They have no choice. You have to keep living. Bills don't stop. You have to survive. I mean,
go anywhere when my son is missing, let alone running away from home and then going to a motorcycle rally.
This is the first I've heard about this motorcycle rally. I don't care if they win or not. They are entitled to do something. Seth goes where he wants to go. No one says a word. He has meet and greets on the regular with these people going out partying. Betty, we busted you about that. You were pissed because the lady that was there with you spilled the beans about you guys drinking the bottle, the rest of the bottle he left behind. Yeah, you told her to shut up and she apologized. Yeah, we caught that, Betty. So what's there any different? He's moved. He's doing things. He was in an alleged somewhat of a relationship with someone allegedly that he saved their home, and now the chick's with that T-Rev dude allegedly. What's the difference? Anybody?
Out there freezing his butt off, don't know where he is, and knowing he's never been away from my side his entire life. It makes me sick to my stomach that people like that exist and walk this world, but they do.
What?
But they do. All right, guys, take care. God bless.
What did she just say?
Running away from home and then going to a motorcycle rally while my son is out there freezing his butt off, don't know where he is, and knowing he's never been away from my side.
Oh, okay. But it's okay if the father goes out partying with you guys. It's okay that he goes and does things and and conducts everyday life, but it's not okay for them. Okay, got it.
His entire life. It makes me sick to my stomach that people like that exist and walk this world, but they've do.
Done nothing wrong, Betty. There's no proof that they've done anything. There's no evidence, Betty. Life has to go on. It doesn't stop, sadly.
But they do. All right, guys, take care. God bless. Rock it out. Before we go, I just want to say it does appear that we are going to be doing a live call-in show on Friday. Again, just going through all the sponsors of this time. Ginger Girl says, good morning. Elizabeth, thank Amanda Bear's mom. We could hit your mockery mania. Sebastian's army is awesome. Thank you for all you do, BH.
She's not getting the support she thought she was going to get, the help she thought she was going to get, which is from them. And she tried to sound so heartbroken over it, but come on, who didn't see that coming?
HB, we've got Melly Cat membership. Thank you for keeping we can chat about your opinions, speculate. Somebody to hear. We'll see you tonight as soon as I know what time. Community page tab on my channel information. Sonia, Sammy, don't forget to be fearless. Don't forget, please be kind to one another. God bless.
From the East Coast.
All right, there's something else I want to show you here. And I'm going to call it a night. This is SF Investigates response about the so-called new evidence. Okay. All right. It says, tomorrow marks, this is SF Investigates, his Twitter page. I'm sharing screen, so it should be okay. Yeah, I'm coming in. Tomorrow marks Sebastian Rogers' 16th birthday, and heartbreakingly, he remains missing. While we are diligently investigating his case, we do not yet have the answers regarding his disappearance. On the eve of Sebastian's birthday, At Night and Dog the Bounty Hunter are promoting the release of surveillance footage featuring someone they have dubbed Green Hoodie Guy. Unfortunately, they are deliberately distorting the truth about a brief surveillance clip to push a false narrative for the sake of self-promotion. That couldn't be more true. That's exactly what they are doing and continue to do. We refuse to allow Sebastian to be used as a marketing prop. So we want to set the record straight about the individual labeled as Green Hoodie Guy. As Sebastian and Katie exited Texas Roadhouse and approached their vehicle, which was parked in front of the takeout window in a high traffic area, an older gentleman wearing a green hoodie was walking between Katie's car and the one parked next to it. The man briefly stopped, turned sideways to let Katie pass, and then continued into the restaurant. I told you. That's it. That is the entirety of what happened. Instead of being truthful about the video's contents, which should never have been made public in the first place, they have turned it into a hype publicity stunt, disrespectfully timed to coincide with Sebastian's 16th birthday. That's all it's about for them. Please keep Sebastian and his family in your thoughts. Rest assured, a thorough and determined investigation is going on. This week alone, we have obtained over 80 hours of surveillance footage from Sebastian's neighborhood, covering the time period when he went missing. We are carefully analyzing this footage, interviewing potential witnesses, conducting daily searches, and using every investigative tool available to find Sebastian Rogers. Attached are screenshots from the actual surveillance footage showing Katie, Sebastian, and the gentleman that At Night has described as Green Hoodie Guy from Texas Roadhouse on February 25th, 2024. Okay, he's going into the restaurant. He's not handing anything off to Katie. He's not talking to Katie. Let me click on the pitch. Okay, there's green hoodie guy. He came. Okay, there's Sebastian getting into the car. Okay, Katie was going to get into the car. He was coming up through between the two cars. Okay, there's Sebastian. There's Katie walking to the car. The guy came. Oh my God, I can't believe that this is what they're doing. Look at these pictures. This proves this guy is just walking through. He's coming up to go into the restaurant. They are leaving. He's coming. No handoff, no nothing. Can you all see these pictures? I can't. I can try to zoom in some more. Wait a minute. Let me see if it'll let me zoom in some more. No. I was hoping. Oh, no. Give me the pictures back. But yeah, you can see the guys right here in the red square. And what happened is Katie and Sebastian came out of the restaurant. They were leaving. Okay, they were entering the car. You can see Sebastian down on, which would be you guys' left, my right. Or no, my left, your right, where the red square is on the bottom. You can see Sebastian and Katie getting into the car. The gentleman was coming up this way. Katie was going that way. He turned to allow Katie to get to her corridor, and he continued on to the restaurant. There he is. There was no handoff. There was no knowing each other. One was leaving, one was coming. I knew. I told you that was bullshit. I told you it was bullshit. But you can clearly see it. Nothing at all like they claim. Wow. Wow. Within 22 seconds, Katie and Sebastian approached their vehicle, enter the car, put on their seatbelts. The man in the green hoodie enters Texas Roadhouse, and Katie and Sebastian exit their parking spot. This is what At Night Media has just told you is so significant. Wow. So the guy didn't exit the parking lot following them like Betty just lied and said. The gentleman was going into the restaurant. They were leaving. No handoff, no talking, no nothing. And Betty just literally sat there and lied and said there was a handoff. Then she said that the gentleman followed Katie out of the parking lot and turned right with her. The man didn't leave the parking lot. He went into the restaurant. And they say that he was wearing a green hoodie. To me, it looks... No, that's a different guy. The guy in the green hoodie, let me show you. The guy in the green hoodie was in the red squares. You can see him. Top left-hand corner would be you guys' left, my right. This is where he's walking up between the two cars. And then here you can see him here. He has come up and going into the restaurant. He was just getting there. They are leaving. They were exiting, getting into their car, which is right here. You can see Sebastian you can see his shoes getting into the car. Up first picture on the left-hand side, right, your right. Katie and Sebastian leaving the restaurant. The gentleman is walking up between the two cars. He moved over so Katie could pass to get to her car. He continued on his journey into the restaurant. He does have some type of green hoodie on. But he clearly was just arriving. And he clearly did not follow her out of that parking lot and make a right with her like Betty said. Betty is caught yet again lying. The footage right here, the pictures show it. There was no handoff. They didn't know each other. The gentleman was arriving. They were leaving. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Wow. You can't be okay with that. I'm sorry. You can't be. That's messed up. That is such twisted lies. And you should see. Oh, good job, SF. Good job. And I believe he's got the footage because apparently he does. I knew it. I'm going to respond. There we go. All right. Anyway, that is some wild shit, huh? That is some wild shit. Wow, what do y'all think of that? Betty wants KP to be a mother so bad. She don't see what a bad human she looks like. Yeah. I hope they're sued. I pray to God. Yeah. That guy was being a gentleman, letting Katie go through first. Exactly. That's it. I got what you meant, that mother. Yeah, exactly. There was nothing nefarious there. There was nothing like they said. I just proved Betty wrong. Just proved Nick at Night wrong. Well, actually, I didn't. SF did. I just shared what SF has said. You know. I didn't know that person who wanted to come up, so that's why I didn't let them up. Yeah, I didn't know that person. Never seen their name before. That's some crazy shit, though. Yeah, great job, SF. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to call it because everybody's, you know. I've been on here a long time. Sorry, this cold's kicking my butt. With the coughing spells, and I can't stop. It's driving me nuts. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna end this because I've been on here a long time. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you for the memberships and for the super chats. I appreciate that. It really does help me. My wish list is on my channel. I know some of you were asking for that. I should have had someone drop the link. I totally forgot about it. That's it. I'll probably be live over the weekend, but I'm going to head over to Queens to see what she's talking about because I still have to catch up on earlier live. But apparently there's something going on with Clue getting a subpoena, Seth possibly being sued. I don't know. Let's all go find out. But yeah, you guys have a good Friday evening. Excuse me. Stay out of trouble on these YouTube streets and head on over to Queens, you know, find out what the tea is. But I'll probably come live tomorrow and we'll finish up what we didn't get to today because there was a couple things I want to go over with Brittany J and Crime Time Buzz. And there's one of the psychics I want to go over. And then we're going to start talking about all the Turtle Boy drama. Oh my God, the Karen Reed Turtle Boy stuff is off the chains. But yeah. So hopefully I'll be seeing you on these streets. Y'all be good. Mods, thank you for a great job as always. And I'll be seeing y'all around. Have a good night, all. Oh, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you're not subbed up, sub up. Let me know what you think in the comments. If there's anybody you want to take a look at, you want to do a little dive on, let me know. You can shoot me an email. I always read the emails. I try to respond as much as possible. But always looking for something new. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good one.